crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join We Be Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to We Be Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at webegeeks.net. We Be Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 51 of the 365 Flicks podcast. You are listening to Kev?
Yes, you are.
And I am joined by
Chris.
Yeah.
That was shoddy.
We shouldn't introduce ourselves. We are terrible.
See, since you suggested that, it's just gone to shit.
It's like we're putting ourselves on the spot. And
You started it, to be fair.
We don't need to be doing that. Like, we are a couple of professionals.
Everybody knows who we are.
Well, they do. I mean...
I'm the awesome Scottish one, and you're...
The pissy one.
The other one?
Yeah, the pissy ex-video store clerk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The other one?
Yeah, the other one. But it's like, I always wonder, like, I sometimes think to myself, if there is a new first-time listener coming on, they might want to know our names. During the show, they will become to learn those names.
Yeah, that's true.
And they will think to themselves, wow, these guys are awesome.
It's good, I suppose, but we keep fucking it up, so...
We do. So we'll maybe give it one more try on the next episode. Right. And if it fails, we'll just not do it again.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that.
So again, I am the pissy ex-video store clerk, Kev.
And I am the Scottish weed-and whore, Chris.
Ah, you see?
That was nice and Scottish too.
See,
rolled my R's.
Chris. Don't say rolled my R's. Sound like you said something about your arse.
That's what I was going for.
Spanky.
Frasier joke.
So yeah.
Keeping it classy.
Frasier. Wow. You really classing up this podcast.
Aye.
And here I am just stinking up our days.
Well.
So yeah, we are the 365 Flicks podcast, your geeky podcast for movies, TV, games, comic books, pretty much whatever takes
Stuff
our
and
fancy.
things.
And the odd little bit of wrestling every now and then.
Yeah.
And I only bring this up because our good friend from across the pond in Cincinnati has received his 365 championship belt.
Finally!
About time.
I know.
And from what I can tell, he is absolutely ecstatic with it.
Well, he sent us a photo and he put it on our Facebook page, which you can find if you search for 365 Flicks podcast.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Impressive.
We will get there.
Most impressive. Anyway,
the question is, does that belt fit around his waist?
It must do.
It must do. Yeah. He seems like a slim person, so it must go around his waist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear the last episode when they were talking about Dev? When Blake was on about...
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Great. I was kind of sitting there...
All right, steady on, son.
I was a little bit like that. I was like, okay, we have feelings. He's a human, just let's not, But yeah, so as Chris said, you can find the 365 Flicks podcast on Facebook, and if you message us, we will most likely get round to answering you. You can also find us on the Twitter pages, 365 at 365 Flicks Pod. Got to be professional there. You can also find us on the iTunes, which is probably where you're listening to this, unless you've just clicked that little box that I usually post on Twitter, and it just takes you to Libsyn. If you've done that, don't shock us. Get yourself onto the iTunes. Hit that subscribe button, rate, review, 5 stars. Always 5 stars.
Always 5 stars.
I don't think you can go any less than that. I think it's like an automatic 5 stars.
Well, we're fucking awesome, to be honest. So we are clearly a 5-star.
That's what I mean.
Podcast.
I think iTunes have made it so you can't give us less than a 5 stars because we are like that damn good. We are who we are.
Guess what?
What?
I'm back on Apple.
Are you back on Apple?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
To Apple or to HTC?
To HTC.
I saw your picture earlier. That was quite a funny picture.
Thank you.
Yeah. And on that topic, if anyone from Apple accidentally stumbles across our podcast and wants to send some mad Apple money our way, we'd be totally up for that as well.
Well, then it will not.
Yeah. Because we might as well be hoes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to do absolutely anything.
Anything.
Well, there's within reason.
Well, that's not anything.
Well, okay. Move on.
What would you not do? Like what?
I've not had enough beer for that conversation.
Well, we'll come back to this later. But have a little think. Have a little think about what you wouldn't do, and we'll come back to it.
Right, that's fine. Because I've just realised I'm drinking 5% beer here. So that ask me later on. You might well get an answer.
You only get the good shit when you come to my gaff.
You
only get the good shit.
Yeah, I forgot to buy my shitty Carlsberg. So
we don't want Carlsberg sponsorship coming our way, do we?
Well, I'll take it if they were giving it.
Anything.
Again,
have a think about that one thing you would not do. You can also find us on some awesome networks. I mean, honestly, if you haven't checked out these networks, you haven't discovered podcasts. We are on the Wicked Radio Network, which is ran by Big Sexy Dev, who is bigger than Blake thought.
Yep.
We are also on the Tangent Bound Network, which is ran by Mark Bogner, the hardest working podcasting entrepreneurial network and man in the business.
Does a damn good job as well.
Yep. Could you fit that on a t-shirt? You could fit that on a t-shirt.
Very, very small writing.
Yes.
I am a t-shirt designer.
You are.
Yes, I am.
We will get to that in a second. You can also find us
Keep jumping ahead tonight.
You do. Yeah. You can also find us on the Geeky Antics Network Global, which is Yomar's little baby, and we're happy to be on there. We're also on We Be Geeks, which was the promo you heard at the start, because we love that goddamn promo.
Want to know more?
And those We Be Geeks guys, they take care of us.
They do.
I don't know how they do, but they do. I mean, to be fair, it's the one site that I actually have to go and add our episodes myself. So technically I'm taking care of them, but they look after us.
Sure.
And you can also find awesome other podcasts on those networks, like the boys over at History of Bad Ideas, who, in a couple of weeks we might have a little shumption for them boys.
Shumption.
Might get a little.
What are you speaking about?
We might get our little bookie wookie on, and we might be giving them a little bit of.
What the fuck?
Is that the one thing you wouldn't do? And you could.
Oh no, that I would totally do, Brigger.
Would you?
Yeah.
In a field.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
With hippies watching.
In the dead of night.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a well-known dogging area.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as he was wearing his belt while I was doing it.
Americans don't know what dogging is, so don't worry about that.
Be fine.
They'll not get the reference.
Anyway, so.
And there are also other amazing podcasts on all those networks. You've got the actual Tangent Bound podcast on there. You've got Snake Oil Comics. You've got Snake Oil Horror. You've got Graphic Novice. You've got our good pal, the Dallas Action, Doug over at Dallas Action.
Yep.
You've got the Jock and Nerd, or as we like to affectionately call them, the Cock and Turd. And, you've got all these fantastic, phenomenal podcasts on those networks. And we're also part of the community on Twitter, which is the hashtag Pod and Family. And I always like to bring them up because our Aussie counterparts, the Comic Confidential podcast, are all up in there. The Scousers who gave us the review of Suicide Squad on
That's right, yeah.
Super Nerds UK. And I think it's safe to say this, that my all-time, almost favourite podcast, Weird Science.
Oh.
Big fans of those guys. They are running a little thing on Twitter now. One of the listeners gave them an idea where you have to hashtag I'm a Jim, or I'm an Eric, or I'm a Reggie, which is like the hosts. I said I was a Jim because Jim's very much like me. He likes to talk shit. He thinks he knows everything.
He likes to wind people up.
Up. Yep, and he's definitely me. But the great thing is I hashtagged I'm a Jim, and he hashtagged straight back I'm a Kev.
Ah, bless.
Aww.
It must be love.
I'm not gonna lie.
Love.
I'm not gonna lie. Made my day.
Ah, bless.
Kind of did make my day. And I sent him a little tweet out.
I just sang.
You did a little bit. I wasn't going to bring it up, but you did.
What's up with that?
Because there's a microphone in front of you.
It's goddamn beer.
It's a microphone in front of you.
Yeah.
You just feel like you have to sing. You'll be like, got me crazy love right now. I can't do Beyonce.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Beyonce.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so we're all those fantastic, phenomenal places. You can find us everywhere. We're like shit in a field. And
yes, we are.
We even have our own website, the 365flixpodcast.co.uk. And what can you find on that website? Chris.
You can find awesome comic book reviews that
What else can you find?
Kev does.
Yeah, because you pretty much don't do anything on this site.
I'm a very busy man. You can also find a very, very new thing that's on there. It's a list called the 365 Picks.
Yes!
And it's just started. There's not 365 on there just yet, so you've got plenty of time to catch up.
There's 9.
Well, you know.
We're halfway there.
Don't make me do maths again.
I do feel... No.
But it's... The whole idea of this list is it's 365 movies that we think you should watch before you die.
Yes. Not that you must.
We think you should.
Yes.
And
we're not demanding.
But we're never wrong.
No,
so
we're never
fucking
wrong.
watch them.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like the wordy version of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or as some people like to call, this ain't your mama's top 10. This ain't your granddaddy's top 365.
Wow, you just... Wow. Okay.
I did snaps.
You did snaps and a head wiggle. Move on, please.
Yeah. As you can probably tell, we're a little bit hyper. What else can you find on that website that I'm trying to move you into? This segue is really going to need, like, tits up.
Ooh, the store!
The store! Woohoo! He gets it. People, he gets it.
I thought you were going for the 365 picks.
No, like, I'm sitting there thinking, why are you talking about the 365 picks? We'll get there later.
We didn't talk about that before we started recording.
We don't talk
I'm
about
not a mind reader, Kevin.
We don't talk about anything till we start recording.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so you can find the store.
Yes.
Are you happy now?
Well, no, because that's not exactly pimping it.
I can't remember what the thing is. I lost everything off my fucking phone.
Right. You can find the store.
You know what? Why I did a fuck you to my HTC before? It's because I had bloody... I think I said this on the last episode.
Yeah, we ain't getting sponsored by HTC.
Fuck HTC. We don't want your sponsorship money, alright? Anything.
You thought that one thing yet?
That's the one thing.
What?
Use another HTC phone.
Okay.
Anything else?
Pretty pissed about one thing.
Is it?
So you would...
Anyway.
So you would give Brigger a Dutch rudder.
It's been a while since I've seen Zack and Miri. What's the Dutch rudder again?
It's when he puts his hand on his winky.
Okay.
And you work the arm for
Oh,
him.
yeah, it'd be fine.
It's not gay. There's nothing gay about it.
No, not.
You're not touching his
shut up. I had everything. I had bloody loads of podcasts downloaded and loads of podcasts subscribed to, and lots of fucking notes for, like, for example, the link to the store on my phone, and I lost everything on it.
Yep.
So, give me a break.
It's all good. It's on there. It's on the website. It's also on the front of the Twitter page. It's on the front of the Facebook page.
I believe it's shop.spreadshirt.co.uk/365flicks.
Wow. I'm not checking that right now because I don't want to take away the gravitas of this moment. But well done.
I think it's that.
Okay. So,
go with that.
We have got a jam-packed show for you tonight. Well, it's about as jam-packed as the 365 episode can be.
We're still going to be here at 4 a.m.
We've got some news for you. Our usual brand of news that nobody cares about. We've got a top 5 coming up later on, which because it's Halloween soon, we're doing a spooktacular. A top 5 spooktacular of basically of scary movies that,
The ones I've picked are scary.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Turbo
Scary.
Kid.
Turbo Kid, I love that movie.
It's so shit, it's scary.
I love that movie.
See what I did there?
Yeah. We also have our general little section where we're going to be doing our quickie little reviews, and we have something pretty awesome.
Yes, we do. We've got another interview. Another
one.
We like to treat you, people.
We do.
So we've got another goddamn interview, and we've
shot for the stars.
This
on this
one is amazing, and we know that you're going to like it. We really hope you enjoy it. Earlier on today, we spoke to David Latt from the Asylum, or Asylum Productions, if you will, which is the company that produces Sharknado and many other movies.
What did he say, like 200-300
He's got
movies?
201 movie credits.
On his IMDb right
yes.
now, yeah.
So we sat down for half an hour to speak to David over Skype. Mm-hmm. And we had a crack about Sharknado and Z-Nation, everything else we spoke about.
The awesome names of his movies.
But we're not going to give spoilers just now. You have to listen to the interview.
We're not. But, I mean, if you are a Sharknado fan, which, Chris very much is, I'm getting there. I am getting there. They are what they are. It's like he said to me, you'll enjoy it if you just take out of the equation what it isn't.
Yes.
You will enjoy it.
But that's what, back in the day when we had the blog website, way before we started the
Christ,
podcast,
yeah.
I once did an article about that, about Sharknado and B-movies in general. And my advice was just open a beer, relax into it and let it happen.
But again, you will not
anything.
But then again, you don't like Turbo Kid.
Because it's crap.
How could Turbo Kid not be on your list? But Sharknado is. I should have asked. I should have asked David, because I'm pretty sure he would love Turbo Kid as well. I was going to say Sherbo Kid.
You said Sherbo Kid, and then before that you said Corbo Kid.
Corbo. It's not going to be a good night for me, is it?
Not, is it? No.
Nah. Okay.
Anyway.
So that will be coming during the quickie review section of movies and TV shows and games and whatever else that we have been doing lately that we just want to tell you about and tell you whether you should or should not give it your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's about that.
Yes.
So, with that, we will crack on with our first section, which is always and is always going to be the news.
Yeah.
News.
Okay.
You know what it is? I listen to Weird Science, and Weird Science are awesome, and they have like little... Some of their fans, or one of their fans in particular, writes little segment songs for them, and they're always brilliant. And I want to reach out to our fans, all two of them, and if you could come up with something and send it to me. And Jim, if you're listening to it, I wouldn't mind if it was you that did it either. They got really good intros, and we got nothing.
We've got an awesome intro.
We got an awesome intro, but we don't have section.
We don't have
intros.
segment headings.
No,
we need segment headings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're writing like a story or something like that, and you get your paragraph, or even a new chapter, and you have a chapter title. Mm-hmm. We need a chapter title for every section.
Right. So we're doing a call out.
No, not really. I don't really. It's fuss and nonsense, really.
Okay. You said fuss and nonsense.
I'd rather just not bother.
So news.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So, as always, I'm going to let you start. Come on. What's his name? Trevor McDonald. That's the only one I could think of.
You could have said Kay Barley, but that's worse somehow.
Nah.
That's worse.
What about what was that name?
Dermot
No, never him. Never him. Fred Talbot.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. Is that one?
That's a guy from Channel 4.
No, it's a guy from Game of Thrones.
There's a funny thing, actually. Do you ever watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown?
No.
Okay. one of the women on there, Susie Dent, she's called. She doesn't watch Game of Thrones, and somebody had read out a message to her on the Facebooks or the Twitters saying Jon Snow's dead, and she thought that they meant the Channel 4 news presenter.
That would be good.
She was gutted. So,
what you got?
The first one I'm going to say is about gaming news.
Ooh, gaming news. I know what this is.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I cannot believe this is finally coming.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, they've been teasing this like a bastard the last few days.
It is about time.
We're getting a trailer October the 20th.
Right.
We're going to get a trailer.
Yeah, I love that game. I loved the shit out of that game. So we're getting Red Dead Redemption 2 in the fall.
Yep.
Which is autumn for proper people.
For Brits.
Yeah. In 2017.
2017, I'm happy with that. I cannot fucking wait for this game.
Yeah.
Have you seen the... I saw somebody wrote an article on, I think it was Movie Pilot, I can't remember. They basically took the picture of the characters, the one that's been put up today.
Yeah.
And they took that picture and they lined up a few characters from the last game, and it's like, that's that guy, that's that guy, that's that guy. So they reckon they know who 3 of the characters are, and they think that one of them, and they're pretty much like, it looks like him, like a silhouette, is John Marston,
okay,
who is the character you played. So they think, the theory is, it's a prequel of when he was in Dutch's gang.
Oh, don't do prequels.
No, I like that. I love that. Because all the way through that game, you kept getting little snippets.
Can't you just do a new story?
No, I don't want a new story. I want more John Marston. Oh, don't do that. It's going to be awesome. Right. I'm happy anyway, so fuck you.
Not prequels.
I'm happy with that because
Oh no, don't do a prequel.
all the way through, it might not be that. It's just a working theory right now.
Well, that's like a fan theory, so just shut up and go out and get some fucking air. Next.
I really thought you were going to say AIDS there. I really thought.
Why would I say go out and get some AIDS? What kind of advice is that to give to people? We're a public service, Kev.
Because you sounded angry.
I am angry.
But it just like
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
it's like go out and get some air. That's like it's not much of a put down, is it?
You know, just instead of like sitting like in your keyboard going.
It's like when Rex Manning in Empire Records goes, "Why don't you all just fade away?" It's like, yeah, that nice comeback.
Mine was better.
Yeah, it was a little.
So, what's your first bit of news?
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been commissioned.
Yeah.
Series 8 already.
Okay.
7 hasn't even started. You know, we still don't know how we're going to feel about this opening episode.
You know, I've said before on the show that my dad loves The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And he's actually, which I never thought would ever happen, he's actually got my mum into it.
What?
And she's fucking addicted to the show.
Say what?
I know!
Mama Richardson.
Yeah.
What?
So my mother is addicted to The Walking Dead. They saw a trailer for season 7, and she actually said, "What the hell's the deal with that tiger?"
The tiger, yeah.
Which is this, the exact rant that I had.
Yeah, you did have a rant about that.
Yeah.
But it looks better now. That was just the first trailer.
It doesn't.
It does a little bit.
It doesn't.
It does a little bit.
It doesn't.
You know what? I've not been watching any trailers for this. I've not been reading anything about it. I know there's like loads of things going around. I'm staying away until it comes out because I know whatever they do is just going to boil my piss anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've not seen any more trailers.
No.
Other than that one.
The first one.
And to be honest, every time I see something about it, like, oh, Negan kills 2, or Negan kills 3, or Negan kills 1, or we know who Negan kills, spoilers! I mostly go,
get out of my face! Go outside and get some air.
Yep. You little virgin! Right.
A picture was released today. A couple of pictures were released today. One of which was, and I'm quite impressed by this. I love it when our little Englanders do well over in America. But this one in particular...
Could have said British.
Okay, British. Brexit and that. But I love it when we do well over there, like Andrew Lincoln in The Walking Dead, but this one super surprised me, and I'm really happy to see it because he's pretty much what stands for Britain in my eyes. Stephen Merchant.
Yes, I saw that. And when I first saw the headline, I thought, Stephen Merchant is playing a bad guy.
Aye.
And then I opened it and I saw the photo and it's like, fuck.
Looks badass, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
Good on you, man.
So Stephen,
I know he's going to be listening to this, obviously.
Oh, obviously. So Stephen Merchant is appearing in the Wolverine movie, which recently got told that it's being called Logan.
Yep.
And we've got a cool little picture of the little
I'm
boy
actually kind of looking forward to this a little bit.
I am a little bit, but only because I didn't mind Wolverine.
Did you see the Wolverine?
The second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with the big samurai thing at the end.
Aye.
Yeah.
That was okay.
I didn't
That was
mind
okay.
That. It was a good film.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of Patrick Stewart in it?
I did, yes. Looking old
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Good, though.
I'm actually going to... I will give that a watch.
I am going to give it a watch.
Because, same as you, Kev... let's see, we're using names. The second movie was underrated. I know that a lot of people weren't happy with it. And
okay,
whatever,
the end was pretty poo.
I've only seen it once, to be fair, but...
The Mecha Samurai, it was a bit poo. But
Meh.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. But yeah, again, Stephen Merchant is going to be playing a mutant called Caliban. I don't know anything about him. I didn't look it up. I'm just happy to see
I
Stephen
gather that
Merchant.
he's pretty famous in the comics, but I never...
No idea. It just looks bald.
We don't read all the comics.
He just looks bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit dead.
But I mean, that's in keeping because right now he's doing the Crystal Maze series, the new Crystal Maze series, and he's bald in that as well.
Do you think that's how he got the part?
Probably.
Yeah.
Who knew that shaving your hair off to look like Richard O'Brien would get you a part in X-Men?
So, like, they saw the previews of Crystal Maze and then they thought, you look a bit deady.
A bit deady and a bit mutant.
A bit X-Men-y.
Yeah. So, I mean, my cap is off to the man, Stephen Merchant. Fair play. I mean, this has got to be better than that time he played a cameo in 24.
That was awesome.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
We were so buzzing to see
Yeah.
him. We were like, "Right, go back. Was that definitely him?" And they cut Ricky Gervais's scene out.
Ricky Gervais did a scene.
It became a deleted scene. He didn't even get used.
Is that why they don't write together anymore? Do you think?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was like, you got that part, and I got deleted. You got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anything else?
Yeah, quite a few more bits. Shrek 5.
Whatever.
I know.
Bother.
Do we need this? Did we
No.
ask for this?
No. Did we ask for 3 and 4? Did we ask for 2?
2, I think. I enjoyed 2. Shrek 3 was a bit just okay. You just what are you doing now? You're stretching it out now.
What was the one with Rumple? Was that 4?
I think
Rumpelstiltskin.
that was the timey-wimey one, wasn't it? Yeah.
When he does the thing about going back in the past and doing this
Yeah,
and
that
doing
was 4.
And then he goes, what's the line? I love the line. He goes, how's that for a metaphysical paradox? I just love that line. I don't know why, but it's always stuck in my head.
See, that's why you should watch Doctor Who. It's been written by the Austin Powers writer.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for this movie.
Nah,
It was the Shrek 4 was supposed to be the end. And it's pretty much, Mike Myers can't get to work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy's touch and go.
Mm-hmm.
Think Cameron Diaz will be back for it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not got much else on.
She's been doing the odd bits and pieces, but
She's not that great anymore, though.
no.
To be fair, she wasn't that great in the first place.
She had her moments, to be
What,
fair.
The Mask, way back in the day.
That's now all I can think about is the mask.
Yep.
Anyway,
That red dress.
Yeah.
DC news.
go on then.
We've got to have some DC news. Justice League's finished wrapped.
Yes.
Finished wrapped? It's wrapped.
It's
filming.
wrapped.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the behind the scenes-y thing?
I did, yes, and I saw a lot of people screaming, too much green screen, fuck you, it's a movie.
You're making a fucking superhero movie.
Aye. That was
You
literally...
that Superman can't actually fly, right? It's a fucking movie.
Really?
Stupid idiot.
Really? I thought that's why the
Not you. I was speaking to the people who.
Oh, right.
But they were outside getting some air, so they didn't hear.
Not AIDS, air.
Air, not
Okay.
AIDS. Air, not AIDS. That's the slogan.
Air, not AIDS. That's a t-shirt waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Put that on the site.
We could. Shh, we're going to be millionaires. Shh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
TM'd. But anyway, the reason I bring up the Justice League finished
Fucking hell.
filming,
Yep.
which I'm really happy about because I can't wait to see this movie. Have you seen who may be playing Robin?
No.
A couple of weeks.
Is it Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
That would be good, but no. A couple of weeks ago, Joe Manganiello, who I can't put on the TV in our house because Lindsay loves him and goes weak at the knees.
You worry about having another bairn?
Yep. he was cast as Deathstroke, which we're all happy about. He put a picture on Instagram, back to back, standing with Anna Kendrick, and it said #Deathstroke, #Robin.
Oh.
So Anna Kendrick is fully going all out campaigning, trying to get the role of Robin. Now, the only thing that pisses me off about this is only a few short months ago, she was fully campaigning to be Squirrel Girl in the Marvel movies.
Oh, Jesus Christ, fucking Squirrel Girl.
But me, personally, I am all in for Anna Kendrick being Robin, being like the female Robin.
Yeah. I mean, was it the Dark Knight Returns story? Mm-hmm. That was, female Robin in that.
We all
And
thought
she was pretty decent, so...
We all thought that's who Anna Paquin was going to be, and then our scenes got deleted, so we all thought that she was like the female Robin, and we were never going to get her. But
was Anna Paquin supposed to be in Batman vs Superman?
She was in all our scenes got deleted. She was in the extended cut, and she was the one that was helping...
Anna Paquin?
Yes.
Suki?
No.
That's Anna Paquin.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? So who am I thinking of?
I have no fucking idea.
Jenna Malone.
Yes.
So Jenna Malone...
Let's
right?
just stop speaking.
So...
Stop speaking. Stupid idiot! Okay.
Jenna Malone...
You have to leave that in, by the way.
I'm gonna. Jenna Malone was in the BVS extended cut, but they cut all her scenes out of the theatrical cut. She was the one that helped Amy Adams trying to figure out where...
Yeah.
So anyway, Anna Kendrick,
Right.
and it's definitely Anna Kendrick, is on the cards to play Robin now.
Right.
apparently. And I'm up for it because I really like Anna Kendrick.
I'm up for that as well, that's fine.
I'm never going to lie about my love of Pitch Perfect, so...
A bit of Jason Statham news. I know. I'm not a huge fan of the man. But they are filming a movie that I'm extremely excited about because I've read the book. And the book is awesome.
Are you going to take the book to the cinema?
Dear me.
Come on then, what's he in?
So he is going to be appearing in Meg in 2018.
Is this the one about Meg from Family Guy?
No, this is the movie based on the book Meg, a novel of deep terror.
Right.
Which is about they're in a submarine and they sort of crash and stuff, and they go down into I forget the name of the cratery thing. It's in like the Atlantic, and it's a big famous crater.
Right.
You know, whatever. Something canal? No, that's not right.
The Alimentary Canal.
The Animatrix, just call it Animatrix.
The Animatrix.
The Animatrix canal, that'll do. And they get attacked by a megalodon.
A what?
A prehistoric shark.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you do love a shark movie.
I do like a shark movie. But so the megalodon kind of follows them back up, and so it starts tearing shit up and stuff. The book is brilliant.
That sounds good.
I hope they do it justice in the movie. Jason Statham's in it, so I kind of think it's going to be cranked, but with the shark.
Probably.
Don't do that.
And he's going to be like, "Oi, megalodon, you slag." If Jason Statham doesn't call a megalodon a slag, I'm not going to be happy.
If he goes, "Smile, you son of a bitch."
Why, you little toffee
That was
crisp.
Mark Cartman. You toffee crisp.
You little Bertie Bassett. I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Oh, Megalodon, get out of my pub! No? Okay, moving on.
Soundbite, by the way.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
that's going on the soundbite.
I know. I cannot do that accent.
No.
No.
You do sound like...
My Cockney accent sounds like Yorkshireman.
You do sound like Peggy Mitchell.
Yeah. From Yorkshire.
So, remember how Harrison Ford almost got killed on the set of The Force Awakens?
I do.
And he ended up with a busted up leg.
Yeah.
The company who apparently was held responsible for this pissed me off a little bit when I read this, but the company who is taking the blame was called Foodless Productions. They're a Disney subsidiary, and because of him hurting his leg and delaying production and whatnot, they've been fined $1.6 million.
Is that to go to him?
That's what I was wondering. Like, I'm only bringing it up because I want to know who this goes to. But if that's going to him, that's a bit shit. It's a company that's working on the film. Fair enough, they were responsible for the safety and all that of the people. And yeah, okay, he hurt his leg.
It was the door, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the door of the Millennium
came
Falcon.
Down and busted his leg, aye. But they're getting fined $1.6 million.
He's really, really old.
Yeah.
So, stuff
was
will
it-
break easier when you're older.
Was it not 2 or 3 weeks later that he crashed a plane into a golf
Yeah.
course? Who's going to get fined for that?
I don't know.
I read it and it kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was a little bit like, oh, come on, Harrison Ford doesn't need to be suing people. Like, who the hell sued this company over this?
Was it Harrison Ford? Or was it like Harrison Ford's people?
I don't think it would have been Harrison Ford, because I imagine he just couldn't really give a fuck, to be honest.
I don't think he would.
Nah.
Yeah.
He was in Star Wars and it was awesome.
He's probably too busy dreading Indy 5 now, so... yeah.
Because he's not
Was that snort there?
It was a little bit. Because he's not got that Star Wars 8 money coming.
Well, aye.
Oh shit, spoilers.
Spoilers. Aye.
I just wanted to bring that up because it was something...
It's a bit shitty, isn't it?
I read it and I went, oh, come on.
Get
your act together.
Yeah.
But you know what Lucas is like?
Or do you think it's him?
Probably. Squeezing
Dirty, beardy bastard.
out every fucking last cent he can from
He
those.
needs all that money for the turkey neck cure. So, bit of Jurassic World 2 news.
Yay!
The director, who is called AJ Bayona, will we say that?
I'll go with that.
Bayona?
I'll go with that.
Aye. I got more high pitched there.
Better than I could have done.
Has said that Jurassic World 2 is going to be darker and scarier.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah. Basically, he said that it's the second movie in a trilogy.
Ah.
So it's he mentioned movies like Empire Strikes Back. He mentioned the Wrath of Khan.
No.
which is just stupid because it's not a trilogy.
Wrath of Khan's not really scary, though, is it?
Well, it's dark.
Dark, not dark.
Well, it's
though.
darker than the first movie, I think is what he was going for.
JJ's
It's not really
iteration was
difficult. Darker than Star Trek: The Motion Picture, to be fair.
Well, it was just 1 hour, 30-minute glory shot of the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Which is all we wanted back then.
Meh.
That's all I want now.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just want it to be anything other than velociraptors in fucking Afghanistan.
So you don't want it to be Vince Vaughn chasing them down and trying to capture them.
I do not.
And I want to kill a T-Rex. That's all I want to do. That was a really bad Pete Postlethwaite.
He was Irish. Why was he Irish?
I'll cut his fucking nuts off.
So, I'm after cutting his nuts off.
I knew you're not.
Potato.
I knew you're not. I cut his fucking nuts off.
Weetabix.
That's the town. We've had this conversation. That's the town. I cut his fucking nuts off.
Right, what's your next bad news?
The only thing
this is going on. Look.
The only thing I have left is something that I'm not really that fussed about because I don't know dick about it, but Leo's involved, so I'm going to mention it. There is a Captain Planet movie coming.
Oh, being produced by him or something?
Being produced by Leo. I hope he's in it, because, to be honest, I only bring it up because I love Leo DiCaprio, and anything he touches is solid gold for me.
I think Scorsese will direct.
Obviously.
A Scorsese-directed Captain Planet movie.
Obviously.
I would watch that shit.
I read somewhere...
As long as Daniel Day-Lewis plays Captain Planet.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I've got a couple of bits. Planet of the Apes 4 has already been commissioned.
We don't have 3 yet, do we?
No, we don't. That's being released next summer.
Ooh.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. Did you see the little teaser trailer?
Ooh.
With like the was it snow
Across the face.
across the face of
pretty badass. Caesar.
yeah. I was going to say, I can't remember his name.
Koba.
Anyway, no, he's dead.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, that's the one.
Aye.
Yeah, bless him.
I'm going to be gutted that Koba's not in this movie.
It'll be fine. You know, that was the biggest surprise of was it last year?
Koba.
Or the year before? Last year.
Year before.
Right. When we went to see that in the cinema,
I loved it.
nobody saw that movie as a contender for
No,
one of the best movies of the year, which it fucking was.
Did the hell?
So I've got a lot of hope for the War for the Planet of the Apes.
I'm looking forward to it. What's the fourth one going to be called?
Planet of the Apes 4 at the moment.
Cool. I hope they stay with that.
Planet of the Apes Fourth Awakens.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
I like that.
stupid.
I like that one.
Yeah, I've got one more bit of news.
Yeah,
This is speaking of stupid.
I've seen this.
This is fucking retarded.
Yep.
What kind of dickhead did this? We know that there's live action movies being done by Disney. You've already had.
They're all the rage now.
You've already had The Jungle Book. You've got The Lion King has been commissioned with Jon Favreau directing that. Happy about that.
They've also
You've also got Beauty and the Beast.
The writer of the Lion King animated movie is going to be writing the live action movie. That was announced.
Okay, that's
So I
all right.
imagine he just dust off the old script, put a new name on it, and
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
yeah, I was alright.
So we've got Beauty and the Beast coming as well. I think that's maybe next year too, possibly.
Couldn't care less.
Emma Watson is playing Belle.
Couldn't care less.
Meh. And then, we have a live action Aladdin. Okay, we're all right so far. We're okay so far.
Not really.
Being directed
Yeah.
by fucking Richie.
This is what. Yeah.
Who in the fuck decided that was a good idea? You take a fucking Cockney. I don't know where that came. A Cockney fucking action movie director. It was a dramatic pause. I hate it when you do that.
Pause for effect.
You interrupt my pauses. Not while I'm searching internally for his name. It's a pause, dickhead. So, and not a very good one, to be fair.
No.
You know, has Disney seen the fucking trailers for this goddamn King Arthur movie?
It looks great.
Shut up.
Oi, King Arthur, get off my seat, you slag.
Pat! Get out of my pub!
You toe punt.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Wasn't it? That was
That one actually works.
This is a terrible idea.
Yeah. It's a terrible idea. Like, why the hell are they doing this?
Just, you know what? Fuck off and do Sherlock Holmes 3. Just...
Is he not doing that, though?
I thought he was doing it, but then he's not going to be doing it if he's going to be doing live-action Aladdin.
Oh, that can't be hard. Aladdin, rubber lamp. Statham comes out of it.
I mean, what is it?
I think Statham will play the genie.
Oh, Jesus fucking wept. No.
He'll come out like Robert Williams. He'll be like, 10,000 years. Oh, you slag. Got a right creak in my neck.
Or get Danny Dyer to do it.
That's a great...
I'll cut you fast, you...
toe punt.
Aye.
That's a great idea. Danny Dyer, I'm up for that. Danny Dyer as Aladdin. Oh, Jasmine, come over here. Oh, you little treacle. I'd watch that. Yeah, I know
it's a terrible idea.
It's a bad idea. For some reason, Guy Ritchie seems to be in favour right now with everybody. Christ knows why.
How?
He's not made anything decent for a while, so you know it's a shock to me as much as it is to you.
And you know, we always make a point of not dissing a movie or not discounting a movie without seeing it.
Because we, like everyone else, have made some mistakes.
Yes.
Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great film.
Mm-hmm. Recommended that to someone the other night as well.
Ah,
I did.
Did they watch it?
I did. Not yet.
Okay.
They told me to fuck off, but you know.
Does it say what, that movie with all them girls? And just said, told you to fuck off.
Anyway. Yeah, so, you know, King Arthur might be good. You never know. But it's not going to be, is it? So
Charlie Hunnam in the lead. Don't get me wrong, I love Charlie Hunnam. I love Sons of Anarchy. Just a King Arthur movie.
Well, we saw what happened when he did the lead in that stupid bloody monster fucking thing with, you know, what's it called again?
What?
Pacific.
Pacific Gym.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Aye.
Pacific Rim Job.
Pacific Rim Job.
Mm-hmm. He was very good in that.
That would be one of the that would be on the list of things not to do.
Right, a Pacific Rim Job.
A Pacific Rim
Is
job.
that a rim job on the Pacific?
A rim job on the boat on the Pacific.
I wouldn't like to do a specific rim job. Charlie Hunnam, though, is a Geordie.
I know he is. That doesn't make him a good actor, though.
Well, it does, because he hides the Geordie accent, and that's a hard one to hide.
Well, I just hid my accent with a Yorkshire accent.
No, you didn't.
I did?
No, you didn't.
I did so.
You did something.
Anyway, okay. Oh, God.
So are we done with the news?
Yes, we're done with the news.
Took a hell of a lot longer than I hoped.
How long are we recording now? An hour and a half?
So that has been the news. We're going to move on to our little quickie reviews section in a minute. But first, we are going to play a cheeky little promo from some of our cheeky little friends.
Hey, are you a jock that likes comics?
Are you a nerd that likes comics?
Do you feel left out sometimes?
Well, then we've got the show for you.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Anthony.
He's the jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we host the Jock and Nerd podcast at jockandnerd.com. If you're looking for fun, entertaining, laugh out loud geek chat over all the latest Marvel, DC shows and news, visit jockandnerd.com.
Full spoiler podcast, lots of swearing.
You're such a jock.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay.
So that was Anthony Imran of the Cock and Turd.
Yeah.
As you heard.
And biggest supporter of Batman vs. Superman in the world, apparently.
Anthony, yeah.
I heard he's just taken over the sort of, you know, lead position of the Batman vs. Superman fan club. I know.
I'll tell you what, I was trying for that. And then I heard that he was in the running, and I thought,
you're not going to beat him.
I'm not beating that guy. I'm not beating that guy. But I would like to make a quick little shout out to Imran, because, and I'm assuming it was Imran because he's sort of the techie one over there at the old Jock and Nerd. But I was shouting out to him about getting the Skype sorted to do our interview that you're going to be hearing in a little bit, and he kind of helped me out a little bit. So thanks to Imran for that. It's kind of what I love about this whole podcasting thing that we do. Like, everybody sort of jumps in and gives each other.
That's what's great about it. We were speaking to a couple of lads the other night who in the local area who are thinking about starting up a podcast, and you know, we were telling them about the different networks and all that kind of thing. And while it's great being on a network and the sharing of the episodes and stuff, it's the community aspect of it, you know.
Definitely.
And that's been the best part of doing the podcast.
It has been. That's what I love about it. And I knew you know, I knew straight away if I put a call out to anybody to give me a hand on that, I knew I'd get an answer. I went straight to Imran because dude's just awesome with all
Well,
that.
he's a good guy.
He's like a technical whiz kid. And he's best friends with the biggest Batman vs Superman supporter in the world.
Well, yeah.
So that just says it all. Shows the class of people he goes about with.
Exactly.
A league of their own.
Do you think he just never shuts up about the movie?
I think he does.
He's like constantly going about quoting like different scenes and that.
I would hate to think what kind of a job Imran has editing around all of his Batman vs Superman talk. Like that's why Anthony doesn't talk very much. You just get little quick snippets because he has to take out the Batman Superman stuff and then splice in other stuff so that he's like, yeah, I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was all right. Have you seen Batman Superman? Oh, it's awesome. I just think that's what he's like.
Then he goes out the studio for a quick wank about the about the
No.
black and white Batman photo.
No.
No?
That was a bit much.
Is that too far?
I don't think millennials wank.
Do they not?
No. They've probably got some sort of app that does it for them.
Oh, that'd be handy if anything.
So this is our quickie review section. In this section, we will be playing our awesome-tacular interview that we did with David Micheal Latt, the co-founder and runner of the Asylum Productions, we're going to call it, because I fucked it up in the interview. And
It'd be fine.
it is an awesome interview. They're behind some of the awesome movies that you will find on anyone's top 10. The likes of your Sharknadoes 1 through 4, Dead 7 with all the boy bands, In the Name of Ben-Hur.
In the Name of Ben-Hur.
Snakes on a Train. Awesome title. I absolutely love that title. Transmorphers.
Sinister Six.
Sinister Squad.
I apologise.
Which I have
No,
seen.
that's Spider-Man.
I have seen Sinister Squad, and
Dumbass.
it's
Yeah.
not bad. And next year, just a little skip forward to next year, they are having Jurassic Kong. That's a movie,
It's an amazing title for
isn't
a
it?
movie.
Isn't it? And of course, one of the TV shows that I'm really vibing on right now is Z Nation, which is kind of like the older brother to The Walking Dead because they do everything. And
I am going to pick that up.
I mean
I am.
everything.
Because I'm sure as hell not going back to Westworld or Luke Cage.
And we will get onto them in a memento.
Okie dokie.
So, this is the quickie review section. Like I say, I'll throw that interview in soon. We'll probably decide as we go where we're going to put it in. Probably when we run out of things to talk about. Would you like to start with something that you have been watching or doing, and please don't say wanking,
I wouldn't do that.
that you want to let everybody know about?
Yeah, now,
Okay.
a film.
A film.
It was recommended on the episode with The Damp Night
Okay, I like that.
by Dimples.
I like that.
Everybody kind of took the piss out of him because of the name of the movie.
I got the feeling that Dimples was there to be taken the piss out of.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
It very much felt like Mark and Ross do take the piss out of Dimples.
it does seem that way.
And we just kind of joined in because, we're joiners.
Well.
Not by trade. See what I did there?
Yes, we did there. Lol. So the movie that Dimples recommended in that podcast, and by the way, the Damp Night guys are going to be going on stage 2 weeks on Friday, I believe it is.
4th and 5th
The
of
4th and
November.
5th of November. So if you're in the local area, which is Berwick-upon-Tweed, go to the Maltings, just Google the Maltings Berwick, have a look for the Damp Nights and get yourself a ticket for the show. They're funny as hell. I've been recommending it to everybody. So we're going on the Friday night and we're looking forward to it.
And we're even dragging along a third person.
We certainly are, yes.
Yeah. Who I don't necessarily think this would be his sort of thing.
Well, he's kind of going on my recommendation.
Yeah. Which is what I like, because
So,
it's what the podcast's all about.
Yeah.
It's opening people's eyes to a new experience.
yeah, we're looking forward to that. Go and get yourself a ticket. They're not expensive, but the movie that I watched
Okay.
is on Netflix,
Okay.
and the movie is Kajaki, The True Story.
Right.
So this movie is, as it indicates in the title, a true story.
I thought you were going to say, as it says in the title, about Kajaki.
It's also about Kajaki.
What is Kajaki?
Kajaki is it's a place in Afghanistan set during the the ongoing
So
Afghanistan conflict.
It's one of them movies.
It's one of those movies. It's about a group of British soldiers who get caught in the middle of a minefield, and they don't know where the fuck the mines are. There's some blowings up and some limb loss. It's brutal as fuck. It's really, really sad. It's a hard movie to watch at times, but god damn it, it's good.
Dimples was well up and he was telling us about it.
Yeah. Was he?
No.
Was that just a piss taking?
Probably.
Like he went home and like rocked himself to sleep.
Probably.
Yeah. Kajaki, the true story. I hope that this is available on the American Netflix as well. It's a really, really good movie.
Yeah, I want to give that a shot, but I don't know. I'm still.
It's a hard movie to watch at times. It really is.
Did you ever see the TV show Over There? It was
No.
round about the same time as mother bollocks. Band of Brothers.
Mother bollocks.
It was round about the same time as Band of Brothers. It was called Over There, and it was set in Iraq.
Right.
So it was all that, like, it was in Iraq and stuff, and it was very jar-heady, and I can't really watch anything after watching that series. It was only like 8 episodes long, and it was really good. It was bloody brutal, though.
I'm thinking of a show that only got one series. It wasn't that. Anyway,
I know which one you're thinking of, Generation X.
That's the one.
Aye.
Yeah.
That was good as well.
Yeah.
But Over There was brilliant, and it had Sergeant Scream, he was in it, who used to be in ER, and he's in something else right now, but I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Suits. He was.
Oh, yeah.
He was Mike's cellmate in Suits.
Oh, okay.
He was
Right.
he was the main character. He was like the sergeant, because obviously he's called Sergeant Scream. It was brilliant. Kajaki, yeah, give it a watch.
Honestly, I think you should give it a watch. It's
I will.
You have to be in the fettle for it.
Like most films.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. So how about you?
Well, to be completely honest, me and Lindsay have been doing a lot of the Chicago verse, as we were talking before.
Yes.
So we've been watching a lot of Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med. She's watching Med by herself. Apparently I'm not good enough to watch that
You got
show.
some beef there, haven't you?
Oh yeah, major beef.
Yeah.
So, movies-wise, I've not really done much, movies-wise. But I did sit down with the girls the other day and I watched the Goosebumps movie. Now,
So have we got a review coming?
I'm hopefully going to be doing a review, and I will splice it in somewhere so that, they can tell you what they thought of it. But I'm going to tell you what I thought about it first.
Go on then.
It wasn't very good,
Oh no.
but it was okay.
I'm not familiar with Goosebumps. I was too old for that.
It was okay. I mean, I'm not that familiar myself either. Like, I kind of know the general sort of gist of what Goosebumps was. The movie itself was all right. Jack Black, I don't think he needs to work anymore. I think he's pretty much done.
He's kind of just doing the same himself over and over again
Pretty
in
much.
movies, isn't he?
I mean, he was good. He was different, but there's like a little puppet in it, and the little puppet is like the bad guy of the movie.
Right.
And he's also voiced by Jack Black. So straight away, I was just kind of double the paycheck.
This was annoying. Yeah.
The girls will hopefully tell you about it. Hopefully, I'll get that done. But yeah, Goosebumps. Maybe you don't need to give it your undivided attention right now. That just want to bring that one up. Something I have watched though, and I absolutely loved watching, is a new TV show called Frequency.
Yes, you told me about that.
So, did you ever watch the movie?
Yes, I did. I love the movie.
The Dennis Quaid movie, and Jim Caviezel as Christ. The guy who played Christ in The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
That guy.
Him.
Cav-
I know what you mean. I know what you
say
fucking
his-
mean.
Can you say his name?
Get out of my pub.
Caviezel.
Caviezel.
Caviezel. That one.
Him.
He played Jesus.
Everybody knew who the fuck you're on.
He played Jesus in the Christ movie. Got battered. Well,
Got battered.
if anybody who doesn't know the movie was back in 1994.
Shit, was that long ago? Was that long ago?
It sounds about right. We'll check it later, and we'll fact check later. It was a movie in which Caviezel in the present was able to speak to his dad in the past through the old ham radio because of an aurora borealis overhead, and he managed to save his life, kind of thing. He was able to tell him what to do and all that. Well, they've made a TV show out of this, And the TV show is fucking great.
Now, one of the big storylines in the movie is like the serial killer aspect. Do they bring that into it as well?
Yes.
Right.
So, I'll not spoil it too much, right?
No, I'm going to watch it, so don't spoil it.
I'll not spoil it too much, but like in the first episode, it deals really well. You know, like when people do timey-wimey shows and stuff like that, and changing the timeline and all that, they usually fuck it up somewhere, and usually there's a massive glaring Grand Canyon plot hole somewhere that they just never manage to block up. Usually, not all the time, but usually. Well, I thought this was going to happen because I'm sitting there thinking, no, I can't see how this is going to work. Works as a movie, might work as a 2-part episode, doesn't work as a series. So far, I'm loving it. It's on the CW, so it'll most likely get another 10 series because the CW likes doing that. You know, bless them. But it's the main character's a woman this time. So she's like in the future. Well, not in the future, but she's in the present. And she's able to talk to her dad back in the past, obviously, through the ham radio again. Mm-hmm. And she basically saves his life.
Okay.
Which isn't a spoiler because it happens.
Well, it's the movie.
It happens quite early on. And there's also, they do a fantastic job of setting up these little stories that will tie into the serial killer. But it's just so fucking good. Like, they did a really good job of this show, and you need to give it a watch.
I am going to give it a watch because I love the fuck out of the movie.
I want people to watch it.
Is Dennis Quaid anywhere? Or cheeky cameo?
Not yet, no. He may be, like, later on.
What about Jesus?
Jesus, no, not yet.
No? Okay.
No. Jesus, no. Mackay Pfeiffer from 8 Mile. They say no movie, there's no Mackay Pfeiffer. That was really bad rapping. Yeah, Mackay Pfeiffer's in it. He's in the present and the past because she's her dad's old partner, and now he's the chief of police. So she's like, he's her boss. So you know he's going to end up being the serial killer. Because that's how these TV shows work.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
You don't know.
I'd like to think otherwise. I have a theory. I have an idea of who it might be. But this, oh man. The way they do it is just brilliant because, like, in the second episode, there's a bit where she's changing, like, she's told her dad to go and check this shit out. And while he's doing it, she's checking the same thing out in the future. Mm-hmm. So she goes there the first day, and she's like, there's something not right here. Like, this guy's a wrong'un, you know? So she gets on the blower to her dad and tells him, go and check this guy out in your time. This is the guy who I think is right for it. So he goes there and does something that he wasn't meant to do. It was never meant to happen. So then the next day, when she goes back to the guy again, because she's like, it's definitely fucking him. He was wronging, you know. She goes back, but because of what her dad did, it's all changed. I'll not tell you how it's changed, but things change. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's fucking good.
Right, you need to shut up now because you're going to spoil it.
Yeah, okay.
I am going to watch it. I will watch it before the next episode.
See, I tried to be vague, but give you an idea.
Yeah.
I felt I did well in being vague. I think people are going to be listening to this going, what the fuck is he on about?
Well, I was thinking that, but, you know.
So Frequency,
I am going to watch that.
It's on the CW. I got it by means and things, and it's really good.
Stuff and things.
Yep. And it's on the CW, so it'll be like Supernatural. It'll get like 12 series. So there you go.
Probably better than Supernatural, though. Ugh. So, yes. Next movie.
Yep.
Now, just a quick one with this one, because it's a few years old, but I never got around to watching it until now.
Okay.
It's a Johnny Depp movie.
Pass.
And you've also got Cumberbatch in there, and him that played Uncle Owen in the prequel trilogy.
Edgerton.
Yes. He's in there as well, I think.
Oh, cool.
It's Black Mass.
Oh, the whitey bulger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fucking good.
I watched like 20 minutes of it and I turned it off.
You know what? The first time I tried to watch it, I did the same. Or I may have fallen asleep. But I gave it a watch the other night. Mm-hmm. And I really, really enjoyed it. I would recommend revisiting it.
I'll go back.
Yeah.
I'll give it a watch. I need to watch more. I do. I need to like. I'm not representing for the 365 flicks here.
That's okay, because I've got another one.
I feel like you're doing like 80% of the movie watching, and I'm just not doing anything.
Well, we're going to come to the reason why I was watching so many movies in a minute, because Did I just do that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So the next movie I watched was 99 Homes.
Okay.
And this was fucking fantastic.
Right.
Stars Andrew... Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I just got giggles. I got the giggly fits. I got the giggly.
Jesus Christ, this is a crash.
Come on.
So stars Andrew Garfield, Michael Shannon,
I like Michael Shannon.
and Laura Dern.
I will find him.
He doesn't say that.
He did.
And there's no penis things.
All right. No penis pods.
No, penis pods.
But he did say, I will find him.
No, he didn't say that. It's about a home repossession during the whole credit crash.
One of them.
It's similar to Kajaki, but not in the same way, obviously. It's a movie that's quite hard to watch at times. It's quite dark.
Right.
They're evicting people from their homes.
Okay.
So Andrew Garfield is evicted from his home. Michael Shannon works for a company who is hired by the banks to evict people from their homes.
Right.
So Andrew Garfield is then offered a job by Michael Shannon to, it starts off as sort of like a construction-y type thing, and then it develops and he becomes someone who evicts people. It's like it's his transformation into the thing that he fucking hates, basically.
All right.
It's a powerful movie.
Yeah, I'll give that a watch.
It's I said to you that I went to watch Legend with Tom Hardy about the craze.
Cracking movie.
And this was a trailer that was on before it. But normally I just want to watch the fucking movie.
You don't
so
watch trailers.
you just go next. But I just happened to watch this trailer. And watched it on Amazon Prime. It's a fucking absolute corker of a movie.
I'll give that a watch. I like Michael Shannon.
And it's good to see Andrew Garfield getting a go.
Yeah.
After the whole being fucked out of the Spider-Man
He did.
role.
He got ripped off there.
He does a great job in this movie. And so does Michael Shannon. So does Laura Dern.
Does he say, is Laura Dern Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
What's she look like now?
Quite old. But
Yeah.
and that, Jurassic Park was 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, that's
so
what I mean. Like, she was all like sexy as shit in Jurassic
Well, she plays
Park.
Andrew Garfield's mother.
Is it like when Kim Basinger played Eminem's mum in 8 Mile and it was like, car crash?
Oh, not as bad as that.
No?
No.
She was playing a bit of a junkie in that movie, though.
Who was?
Kim Basinger.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. Right.
But Laura Dern isn't.
Okay, well, I will give that a watch.
I highly recommend it to everyone to give this movie a watch. It's fucking great.
I will. I very much will, and I hope everyone else does too.
Excellent. Have you got anything else?
I haven't just now, but what we'll do is we will play the interview.
Okie dokie.
And we'll come back and we'll finish up our quickie reviews. So, again, this is an interview with David Micheal Latt of The Asylum, man who helped produce and brought out 1 million movies. So, have a listen, because he's cool as balls.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Hope you will too.
Yeah.
This summer, get ready for a new chapter in the greatest cinematic franchise of all time. No, not that one. This one.
After 5 years without a Sharknado attack, they're back.
Residents and tourists are urged at this time to get inside.
Oh my God.
Go, go, go!
We will keep our viewers informed as more details emerge from yet another catastrophic event.
Where's somebody going?
It's the sequel to the sequel of the sequel to the greatest movie about sharks and tornadoes that's ever existed.
You gotta be kidding me.
And this time,
Buckle up.
We're all gonna die!
what happens in Vegas
Looks like we got company. There's a Sharknado coming!
sure as hell won't stay there.
San Francisco, Salt Lake, and Seattle, they were all attacked by a
Firenado! That's you!
Oil NATO!
We gotta get out of here. Are we able to get rid of all the Sharknadoes in the U.S.?
It's not working.
This isn't gonna cut it.
We're gonna need something bigger to get near that storm.
We were looking up on you, and Chris is a big fan of the Sharknado franchise.
I love the Sharknado franchise.
So as soon as you kind of answered my little Twitter message, Chris was like, I really want to speak to this guy, so we kind of just reached out.
But you were like, no, we can get like a real guy, a real filmmaker. Why do you waste your time? And you're like, Chris was like, no, Sharknado's cool. You're like, oh, God damn it.
I will admit I was hesitant about Sharknado to start with, but it's grown on me. I like it.
We all have our faults. That's what it comes down to.
And mine's is Batman, Superman, so...
There you go.
I get it. We're
all allowed something, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what we're going to do, David, is we're going to record this interview. It's around about half an hour. Okay for you?
29 minutes is better, but
29 minutes. Yeah, an hour. Can we put it up to 29 and a half minutes?
Well, you know what it is. I have to charge you after 30 minutes, so I'm trying to keep you. I know you have no money since Brexit, so
that's a low blow.
That's very low blow.
We can get political here. That's okay. You're going to have so much to talk about when Trump wins. It's going to be great.
Exactly. That's what we're waiting for.
We all are.
Yes, that's a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Then my Sharknado and my Z Nation stuff will be documentaries, not just regular films.
Especially Z Nation, especially that. So yeah, we're joined now by David Micheal Latt, who is a producer and a writer, and also an owner of the Asylum Is it the Entertainment? Asylum Entertainment?
Sure, whatever you want it to be. It's just the Asylum, but we have different kind of labels too. But the Asylum is what we're known for.
No worries. So yeah, the Asylum is a company that has got more than 200 credits under its belt, which is absolutely phenomenal, and is known as the most prolific independent film company in Hollywood, basically.
That's
and not porn. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
And no
it's all those titles, and still just straight narratives. Crazy.
And that in itself is the greatest feat.
I mean, good God, you guys put out a lot of movies, don't you?
We do. We produce about a film every 2 weeks. Is what it comes down to.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that doesn't include the TV series of the Nation. So on top of that, so another 15, 1 hours every week. So yeah,
my God,
crazy.
So how about first up, for the people out there who maybe don't necessarily know your company or the movies you do, which if they don't, they're obviously not watching TV. Let's be honest. But how about you give us a little rundown of how the Asylum came about, and just the sort of movies that you put out there.
Sure. Well, we're going into our 20th year next year. It was founded between three partners. And one of them still with the company. Myself and my partner, the other guy's name is David Romali. The third partner left about 10 plus years ago to go off and make really important movies. As opposed to what we're doing, which is just kind of having fun and not growing up. So when we first started, we worked out of my partner's apartment for about 4 years, doing kind of any odd jobs and making a film every year and a half. And we kind of changed what we were doing and our philosophy and how to make movies, and to the point where we're now making a film every 2 weeks. We are a distribution and a production company. Which is very different than what's out there. Usually you're one or the other. So we're kind of like a studio out here in the States, with the exception of we have no amusement park, is what it comes down to. We're really making movies. So there's three partners currently in the company. Myself, I handle all of physical production. Every time a film is greenlit, I, jump on board and hire the teams and make sure we're on schedule, on budget, get the film out there and produced. I said another founding partner, David, he's out there kind of looking at more big picture stuff, finding it's bigger business, getting us into more trouble. He goes to all the film markets right now. Currently he's in France at MIPCOM. He does a lot of traveling, does a lot of handshaking, a lot of baby kissing. He moves the business forward. Then we have another partner, Paul Bales, who handles a lot of the business affairs stuff, acts as kind of a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, contracts, HR, that kind of thing. He's been with the company for a little bit over 10 years. We all kind of grew up together. I've known my partner David since college days, which is more than 25 years ago. And then David and Paul grew up together in Michigan and knew each other since they were kids. So it's family.
Yeah.
We currently now are in a facility that's a little bit over 20,000 square feet. We have about 40 plus employees on the corporate side, and then on every film we probably hire about 50 to 100 people per film or per project, and so we employ a lot of people, and we shoot all over the world. We just came back from Thailand. We shot 2 films there. We shoot Z Nation up in Washington State. We just shot a film in South Africa. We're actually going back to South Africa in about a month to shoot 2 more films. It's probably not a country that we haven't shot in at this point, except maybe Iraq. No, we were no. Well, kind of. Anyway,
is that one on the list?
We don't want to talk about that. People might be listening to this.
I'm sure you'll check that off one day.
I just wait for it to calm down a little bit first.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the movie making processing, because they've got a movie coming out every 2 weeks. So how many movies do you have in the pipeline at any one time?
We probably have, if we take a step backwards, we probably have about 20 films in some kind of development. And then as it gets closer to the production, when I get involved, we probably have about 5 that are, on the batters, in the batting cage, just getting ready to go, batter's box. And then we'll pretty much always have a show in production, at least 1, sometimes 2 or 3, just because they overlap. And then on the post side, we're probably editing, either picture editing, sound editing, color timing, about 5 movies, maybe a little bit more, depending.
That's amazing. Your to-do list must be huge.
I phone it in now. Forget it. I mean, it's been 20 years.
we struggle trying to put a schedule together to put a podcast out every 2 weeks.
It's it's funny because when things get pushed and you have these gaps of time, you'd think that would be like let's relish the relaxation, but really it's more stressful when when you're so used to a certain level of craziness, and that when you have that release, you're like, I can't handle it. I need, why are we making a movie? let me do something. So
that's when it hits you when you try to relax and then your head starts going.
Yes, as my wife said, I've never been on a vacation in my life, because I will probably still be on the phone for a few hours as we're driving or doing something or reading a script, or I just can't get away from it. I don't unplug. My partner Paul Bales, he unplugs like a master. I mean, it just if he's on vacation, he will not talk to anybody the entire time. So whatever. He's completely wrong in how to approach life.
So, the Asylum and yourself produce a lot of tie-in movies, and they tend to be based on mainstream cinema and have been affectionately known as mockbusters sort of thing. I saw that coming up a few times. Does that grate on you? Does that bother you at all, mockbusters, or are you cool with that?
We're done with this interview right now. No, it's look, mockbusters is not. The short answer is absolutely not. It is not. I love it. I'm proud of it. I'm thrilled of it. When we got that moniker, it was so early in our career and in the history of the company that it was bizarre that we would have a genre created for what we do.
I won't lie to you. When I saw it, I did sit there and think, that's great.
Yeah, I was watching. There's a show out here stateside called At Midnight. I don't know if you guys get it over there. Chris Hardwick. It's a game show on Comedy Central, and they did a whole section on mockbusters the other night. I'm like, this is fantastic. They were showing our movies, and it's just, it's a trip. Look, I mean, the bottom line is that what these mockbusters are, for those who don't know, is that it's a marketing ploy. I'll make a film that has robots that transform to things, and we can call it Robot World, or we can call it Transmorphers. And we call it Transmorphers to basically take advantage, honestly, of what's out there, because people are interested in transforming robots, and it'll get a lot more resonance if we call it Transmorphers as opposed to Robot World. So it's about marketing. The studios do it themselves. It's called drafting. When they do it, it sounds a little more hoity-toity. But when we do it, it's called mockbusting, and we get on the cover of newspapers and magazines, and people think it's fun and crazy. But the film's been doing, and the industry's been doing it for over 100 years. So it's we're just a lot more obnoxious about it.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. Some of my favourites that I picked out when going through your IMDb today was you had the Sinister Squad, which I have actually seen. Is very good. You had In the Name of Ben-Hur, and you had Snakes on a Train.
I've actually seen In the Name of Ben-Hur, which, by the way, is better than the movie they brought out this year.
Well, that's you're being too kind and you're lying. But three,
trust me, we're not lying.
But we make films that are really entertaining. I mean, we're making genre films. We're very limited on budget and time. In that case, I think we shot in 10 or 12 days. We shot it in Wales. In the case of Ben-Hur, but it's one of those things of we all approach it with what is going to be the funnest movie to watch. Not are we trying to copy what's out there in the world? What's a story that we want to tell? And like I said, that's why it's more marketing, because we're not limited by what the script is on a studio level. If they're going to make whatever, they're going to make whatever. We're going to make our show, and with our own characters, our own unique storyline, and our own style of making a film, and we're going to, hopefully it'll be entertaining enough for people will say things like what you're saying, which is better than the original, or it's fun, or it's entertaining, or, hey, it's a better 2 hours spent, or in our case, 87 minutes. And, but we're making films that we think we would enjoy.
So how do you decide on which films you're going to, pay homage to, kind of thing? Is it people know this, like the Transformers movies, people know this will be cool if we did this, or is it more complicated than that?
No, it's not more complicated than that, because you just have to understand that we've never lost money on a film. The reason why we have never lost money on a film is that my partner goes out to all the film markets and has all these relationships, because we're a distributor, and asks them what do they want. And so they tell us what they want. And if they say, look, we see a film coming out that the studios are making, we want something similar to it, to do a mockbuster, that's what we're going to make. No one's going to come to us and have the greatest mockbuster idea in the world and I have a great script, go make it. We're not going to do that. That's not this company. This company is all about, staying alive and making movies. And, that happens because we casually pre-sell. It's not necessarily always the case we pre-sell, but from our buyers what they want, and we're making what they want. We're a studio for hire. We're horrors is what it comes down to.
That's all podcasting is.
Well, exactly. You mentioned there, David, that you've never ever lost money on a film. That is an impressive ass thing to be able to say.
Definitely.
But it's not. It's real simple. It's real simple math, and anyone could do it. There's no great big secret. As much people want to say there's a big secret, there's no great big secret, because if out there in the world that they're going to offer $500,000 for your movie, well, you need to make it for less. That's all. We're done. That's the and make it so that you can afford your overhead. In this case, for us, we have a lot of overhead, or a lot of employees that have healthcare and pensions and all that stuff. So we have to make it enough to cover the overhead, enough to do whatever, because we don't have investors. Our investors are the films. We are the partners, because we reinvest in the company every single time we get money coming into the company. So we don't have deep pockets or a bank or a rich uncle. It's just cash flowing the company in this particular way. So we can't lose money. If we lose money because we didn't do it well, then we suck, and we're going to close the doors, and people are going to, go hungry, and babies won't be fed, and it'll be a sad existence. you know.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, no more Sharknado for a start, so I couldn't cope with that.
No more Sharknado, and that is the biggest tragedy of them all.
So with that said, if a big company did come along, like one of the
totally sell out. Wait, is that
you've heard that question a million times, have you?
No, not at all. I'm just letting you know. I just know where this is going. So if anyone's listening, they want to buy it, I'm totally going to sell out.
So if Disney,
I'm sorry, what was your question?
if Disney come knocking, you're just going to hand it over. You're going to sell it out.
Well, truth be told, when we were starting out, we kind of gave ourselves a level. We said, okay, at 100 movies, we're going to sell the company. Right. And we had just made about 10 movies at that time. So we're like, okay, at 100 movies, we're going to sell the company, and we're going to, prep it, because that's kind of what you do in this business. You build up a library, and then you sell it, and you make your millions, you buy an island, and retire for the rest of your life. But at 100 movies, something strange happened, which is we fell in love with the process along the way and said, you know what, if we'll prepare the company casually, and if someone's interested, we'll listen to them, but we're having too much fun.
Yeah. And
so here we are, like 230, 240 movies later, and we're still not in that mindset of selling the company. And quite frankly, I don't know who would buy it at this point, but no one's come knocking at the door. But we would definitely entertain things because we want to grow the company. Now I think if someone gave us stupid money, we would probably reinvest it, become a bigger event studio, which means we're going to make the films for maybe $20 more, and but still do what we're doing because we're good at what we do, and we're having fun at what we do. We love the autonomy of what we do. We love the independence of what we do, and we love the films that we make. And it would feel really weird if we made a film for more than $3 million. It would be a weird thing.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. So you said there, obviously you love what you do. You love the movies that you guys are bringing out. So we mentioned before some of the names of the different movies or the mockbusters. So is there a name of one of the movies that you've brought out that you love more than any other? I stumble with it. It's not because it's like, oh, they're all my kids and I love all my kids. Because I don't. Let's face it. One of my kids is a brat and the other is like a teenager now. So she's just like, I can't even talk to her. It's one of those things I can give you opinions on each one of them, but does one stand out more than the others? Probably, but I just can't think. Nothing comes to the top of my head because you got to go see Hercules or you got to go see Transmorphers. I couldn't necessarily give you that a good answer on that. That's all right. That's all right.
But here's the other thing too as to why I can't, and here's the other horrible secret of my life, which is I rarely see a finished film of the films that I make. I rarely do, because when it comes to the post stuff, my partner takes over and he kind of drives it till the very end and delivers the master. So I am so focused on production tonight that, unless there's a cast and crew screening that I'm invited to, I probably won't see that film because I'm off making other movies. So there are a lot of movies I've made I've never seen. But I've seen incarnations of it, just not, necessarily a finished product.
Yeah. So let's go into Sharknado then. Have you seen any of the Sharknado movies all the way through?
Yes, on those I have.
Excellent.
But those also have very big, shiny cast and crew screenings. So I'll do those. So, but yes, I've seen all of those. Unlike some of my partners, I've seen them all.
So with that sort of like, when Sharknado came out, it hit in a big bad way. Like, people on Twitter were going mental about Sharknado. Were you at all expecting Sharknado to take off the way it did?
Absolutely, because I'm a freaking genius and I know everything.
That's the answer I want.
And yeah, of course. I don't know why studios don't hire me. Well, between us, no. Did not expect it. Didn't know it. We weren't prepared. We still aren't prepared. So it's one of those things that just happened, and it happened organically, and we're all grateful for it and terrified by it, and probably couldn't reproduce it again if we wanted to, even though we do that for every episode of Sharknado. It's one of those things of it kind of has its own audience now. We don't have to work too hard, but to try and duplicate that for another film, I know Sci-Fi's tried to with Michelangelo and other things.
Yeah.
It's just not. It doesn't take. So whatever the magic formula was, which no one else could figure out, we can't figure it out either. But we're trying with various different projects. So
yeah, I did try to watch that Lavalantula because Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah,
but yes,
it just wasn't the same. Wasn't the same as Sharknado.
No.
Right. And they'll admit that too. I mean, it's they're trying, and it's a fun film. I mean, it's not like it takes anything away from it, but and we've not been able to duplicate, that. I mean, we had a film that really kind of tried to get in that space too, called Dead Seven, with all the boy bands, and it was a zombie film. And just had 100 cameos and just nonstop fun and craziness, and that did not do well. But I think everyone kind of looked at it and said, "Oh, we can make this into a franchise," going into it, and really tried to duplicate the success, and it didn't happen. I love the film. It's a great movie, but it didn't hit the way that I think anyone expected. Yeah. Everyone expected it to hit, bigger.
Well, one of your zombie projects that has hit and seems to be doing really well is Z Nation. Personally, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, so I went into it thinking, right, we've got a bit of a Walking Dead thing here. It's completely the opposite to Walking Dead, but it's great.
You think?
It's absolutely. Have you been watching Z Nation?
No, I've not. It's just come onto Netflix in the UK now.
Absolutely brilliant. It's just it's fun. It really is it's a fun zombie apocalypse sort of TV show. My question there is, how different is it making a show as to making your movies?
Well, I could say it this way, which is when we were approached to do Z Nation, and Sci-Fi said, look, we want to give you this series, they said, we want you to have a showrunner. And I'd never done television before, so I said, well, I'll showrun, because I've made 200 movies, and I could do this in my sleep.
Yeah,
and they're like,
can't be that hard, surely.
right. I mean, it's just producing, 15, movies, back to back. And they're like, okay, no disrespect, but no way in hell are you show running. And I don't get bruised on my ego too much. I mean, you can kick me pretty hard. But on this one, I'm like, are you not? I mean, I'm like fuming. I'm like, how dare they say that I can't show run this this show? This is, don't they know who I'm? Sharknado guy. Whatever it was, whatever the ego, came out. And they're like, yeah. Just here's who we want. We want you to get Carl Schaefer. He's, see if he'll do it.
Yeah.
Fine. When, we want to do the series. They wouldn't give us a series if we didn't get a showrunner. And every single day that he is showrunning for 3 seasons now, I worship the man. I'm so in awe of what he does. And even from the moment he started, I'm like, oh, I couldn't have done this. This is so far beyond. I'm like, I always thought I was like a hard worker. I mean, I work 24/7. I mean, I'm just focused and whatnot. But there's a different level of commitment and working that Carl puts into this thing that is just makes me look like, one of my kids that just play video games all day. I mean, it's crazy. It's so much work for the showrunner, which I don't have to deal with. I just have to give notes and show up on set and be the big man on campus and not do a lot of work. And, he's writing or rewriting scripts. He's editing in the room. He's on the set, making sure that everything is cohesive. I mean, he's dealing with, day-to-day problems that arise. He has to be there 24/7, which means that he's never home. When he's in Washington, he's there for 7 months, away from his family, and he's working all the time. And that's insane. I mean, it's just insane. So, very different, and I am very glad I'm not doing it.
Just out of complete interest in my own morbid curiosity, has Sci-Fi ever came back to you and said, no, we can't show that? Because you put some pretty rough things in that show. And
I won't let my kids watch it.
Yeah,
I mean, the teenager now could watch it because when it started, she wasn't a teenager. But and out here in Los Angeles, it plays at 6 in the afternoon. In the evening, it's like this stuff is so gory and so suggestive at times, but mostly gory. And I'm like, I can't. And then and you go to the conventions and like 7-year-olds or 5-year-olds come. Teenage is my favorite show. You're like, who are your parents? Are they in prison? What?
It's sort of like one of those. It's sort of like when you watch The Walking Dead and you want them to do a certain thing and they never quite do it. Watch Z Nation and they'll do it.
And they're so good at it. I mean, they're so good.
Great.
The gore is so it's so gory. I don't know how to say it. It's just things I had no idea we can get away with, and that seemed to be acceptable on basic cable out here in the States. You can't show a boob, but you can show a head blowing up, closely, and brains, flicking on the wall. I mean, it's like I don't understand. Don't understand it, but they allow us to do crazy stuff, and Carl and the writers and the whole team really take advantage of that, and thankfully so. I think it does. That's one of the other things that really separates our show from Walking Dead is that we really go there. I mean, where Walking Dead stays in the drama with it's a zombie show, but they don't really go into the gore space as much and stuff. So it's great that we can go into those places.
That's awesome.
It is true. Like when they go for it, they go for it.
Yeah. As I said, it has just arrived onto Netflix here, so I am going to check it out. I definitely am going to check it out. So
it's fun. It's a fun series.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It's just an adventure.
I've got one more question for you. As I said earlier on, I am a massive Sharknado fan. So, are we going to be seeing Sharknado 5 in 2017?
Well, I can't officially announce anything. I will say, no surprise, there's been a lot of talks about things, but there's nothing necessarily official on things. So, but talk to me in a week and we might have a different conversation.
That's cool. I do hope it comes out. It's I'll look forward to that coming out in July. It's great.
You do.
I really do.
It's must-see TV. It's event television.
It is.
One of the things we really want to try and push because they do it anyways. And we want to sell a party pack. It's like out here we have the Super Bowl, so it's like. When the Super Bowl comes, you can go to any supermarket, grocery store, and you have these end cap aisles of like, hey, here's the Super Bowl, pack a bunch of chips, 6 packs of beer, that kind of thing. And we're trying to okay, sci-fi, let's do something where we can do that with, an event planning for the next Sharknado, where we can kind of go in partnership with a Frito-Lay's or whatever, and put this kind of package together because people have parties with this movie. It is must-see event television.
Oh, I did that with Sharknado too.
That's one of the
yes.
It's one of the things.
People are doing it.
Like I don't know many movies out there that when they come out, they maybe do it with the wrestling or some TV shows. Not many people sit and live tweet movies though, and people are live tweeting Sharknado like you wouldn't believe.
It's crazy. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful, and it's fun to be part of that experience. I mean, I don't feel like I'm driving the experience. The experience is kind of leading its way, and we're all kind of following, and it's just fun to be a part of it. So.
Is that not maybe the best kind of project though?
Well, as you said, it's something that so far has been, no one's been able to replicate it. So it's an amazing thing. It really is.
Thank you.
I do have one last question. As part of the show on our on the 365, we do a 365 picks section, which is where we're making a list of 365 movies that you should watch before you die. We've been asking guests. That's the exact response we keep getting.
Yeah.
We've been asking guests when we get them on, is there a movie that springs to mind? And it can be one of your own. If you want, it can be. But is there anything that springs to mind that you feel we should put on our list of 365 movies?
Well, I mean, I feel like you probably got the biggies, the Jaws, the Star Wars, the E.T.s, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, some of them.
For me, what inspired me were films like Muppet Movie when I was growing up. So I would always put that on my list, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But, other things that just feel good and just are celebrate life are wonderful too. Like Cinema Paradiso comes to mind, and that, I love that movie. Or on the other side, just like horror and crazy, Man Bites Dog is one of my favorite films. And I think you'd have fun with that. Cube, you'd have fun with that. Again, I'm trying to stay away from the mainstream. I have a lot of mainstream picks, but these are a little more off, focus but are still fun watches. So, and of course, anything we make, you have that. So
awesome.
And of course, all 3 seasons of Z Nation. That'll keep you busy for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it makes you feel any better, I'm certain at some point Chris will be throwing Sharknado in there.
I'm going to put Sharknado in there. Yeah, definitely. Well, this has been a genuine pleasure, David. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for taking time out of your schedule. We know you're unbelievably busy.
I'm sure there's like 6 movie sets you should be on right now, but you're studio speaking to us.
It's all fine. It's all good. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you very much, David.
Right. Yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher.
Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So that was Jeff the Viking, Jason Briggs Brigger, and Blake the Snake
Blake
Roberts.
the Inappropriate.
I was going to say Blake the Snake Roberts.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But the interview was David Micheal Latt, and that's a great interview.
Yeah.
I know I say it about every interview because I like every interview.
Are you going to say it's the best interview ever done?
It's not. It wasn't. It was a great interview. I really enjoyed the interview. David was really interesting to talk to. I could have done with another couple of hours with him.
He was
just to really go into the nitty gritty of it all.
Of Sharknado.
Yeah. Just
how do you do the tornadoes? That kind of thing.
How do you do the Sharknados? But yeah, that was an awesome interview. I'm really happy with that one. And you know what? If you follow someone and badger the ever living crap out of them, things happen.
Well,
But he liked the cut of our jib.
So Gillian Anderson next then?
No.
Oh,
I can't promise that one.
Oh, shame.
I'm not going to try either. So, yeah, you were talking about Black Mass a second ago, and you mentioned that the first time you tried to watch it, you fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Segues all days.
Ooh.
Westworld.
Uh-huh.
I watched episode 2 of Westworld.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
And then?
Episode 2 was really good.
And
episode 2 potentially should have been episode 1, in my eyes.
Didn't Hobie say that? Didn't they say that's how it was supposed to be?
Is that what happened?
I think that was Hobie said that.
It should have been, because it made a hell of a lot more sense than just going straight into episode 1. I mean, I didn't get it, to be honest. I was sat there just watching episode 1, just kind of power watching, to be honest. Episode 2 is great from start to finish. It starts off with the new guy, Jimmy something, coming into. He doesn't go straight into Westworld. You see him in the section before Westworld. So you see him getting his costume ready. You see him picking his guns. And then before they go in, there's a wall. There's one wall with white hats and one wall with black hats. And I'm guessing it's a choice. If you choose the white hat, you're kind of a good guy. If you choose the black hat, you're a baddie kind of thing. Because he goes for the white hat and obviously he's going to be the good guy. This episode was so much better. Episode 3, however, 10 minutes in, fell asleep. I might be quite possibly done as well.
Yeah, I'm not going back to it.
Episode 3 was not a great start.
As I said in the last episode, I got 50 minutes in to episode 1, and I just started arsing about with my phone.
Yeah.
So that's not a good sign. And, you said episode 2 was better, and it should have been episode 1. I don't know what the reasoning is there.
It makes no sense to
But
me.
if you on the premiere of your show, you know, if you can't be arsed to put out the best possible episode, the best possible start to a brand new show, then why the fuck should I?
If you watched episode 2 first, you would maintain, you would just keep watching it, because if that's the beginning, it's like Sons of Anarchy. I loved Sons of Anarchy. Season 1 was great, Season 2 was great. I had to power watch Season 3. I just had to get through that shit because I thought it can't get any worse than this. And it didn't. It got way better. But that was only because the first 2 series were that good that I could maintain through Series 3. If they gave you episode 2 of Westworld to start with, you would probably have just kept watching the show till you got to the end, and hopefully it'll get better. But for me...
But, you know, on that theme, there are episodes, quite a few episodes of Game of Thrones, for example. There were episodes of The Sopranos.
The Walking Dead.
Of fucking sure The Walking Dead.
A series of The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Where you think, why am I watching this?
2 series.
You know, I mean, not many of The Sopranos, to be fair. It's the fucking Sopranos.
Yeah.
But there were episodes where it was filler. Mm-hmm. You know, and The Sopranos was always a slow burn, like Mad Men and what have you, Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Where it was, you were thinking, where is this going? You know, like in particular, the one I've got in my head right now is the one where Tony meets his dad's mistress.
Yeah, definitely.
And she's got the JFK hat and she's doing the Mr. President song, and it's creepy as a bastard. That's one episode that I could never get away with because of that.
Yep.
But you've already got my love for the show. You've already done your work, like The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, not so much Walking Dead. But you've already got my involvement in the show. I'm there. So, you know, if you can't be arsed to try and get that in your first episode, then, you know, fuck yourself.
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. I don't... Second episode, good. Third episode,
I'm not going back to that.
But the second episode and bits of the first episode, I kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the Red Dead Redemption series.
Yeah,
and if they did
but that wasn't that.
There's little bits of it, like when they're in Westworld, that you kind of sit there and you think they could so do a great Red Dead Redemption. And I wonder if the makers or the writers or the producers or whatever, I wonder if that's sort of what they're going for.
But then, as I said when I was having my little rant about Westworld, if you want a show that's like Red Dead Redemption, just put fucking Deadwood on.
Deadwood on. I know what you're saying. I give you that. I do give you that. So, anything else?
Yeah, I do. Now.
You do?
Aha. Now, I've got one more movie to talk about. It's a Netflix original movie. And I think it's just been uploaded in the last couple of days. The movie is called Mascots. Have you heard of this?
Is this the one Hobie's been talking about? I think Brigger's been on about this one.
Has he?
Is it about mascots?
Yes.
That'll be the one then.
Has he mentioned that?
I think he has, but I'm sure he said it was a TV show.
No, it's a movie.
Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half long.
All right. That's a movie.
Yeah. It's got an amazing cast in it.
Yeah.
And it's funny as hell.
What's it about?
It's about a mascot competition.
Cool.
So it's like an annual mascot competition. It's called the Fluffies.
Okay.
So you've got mascots from around the world. You've got some Brits in there.
Sacha Baron Cohen?
No. He's not in there, thankfully. But who is in there? Irish fella, Chris O'Dowd. I love that guy.
I can take or leave Chris O'Dowd. You know I don't watch the IT crowd, so
yeah,
I
think he's great, and he plays a mascot called the Fist.
Great.
And
is that something you would not do?
That's something I would not. What?
Nothing.
So he plays a mascot called the Fist, and so he has been banned from several arenas and what have you around the US for sort of trying to hump the owner's wife and all that kind of thing. And you've got like Fred Willard, Ed Begley Jr., John Michael Higgins, Zach Woods, who's an up and comer. I think he's funny as hell. He's sort of he is in Ghostbusters at the very start. He's this kind of caretaker sort of thing.
Silicon Valley.
Yes, him.
He's great. I love
he
him.
is great.
I do, actually,
he is great.
That is probably enough to make me watch that.
And he is he's in he's like a joint mascot with his wife, but him and his wife fucking hate each other.
Oh well.
And it's fucking hilarious. I would really, really highly recommend Mascots.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna.
It gets a bit daft.
I think he's kind of that puts me in. Like I would watch it because of him, because I love him in Silicon Valley. He's
But
one of the best ones.
I mean, as soon as there were Chris O'Dowd was on Graham Norton.
Yeah.
On Friday night, and they showed a clip of it. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm watching that. It was fucking great.
I'm sure Bray has mentioned it. I'll have to give it
He
a
might
watch.
have done. He might have done, yeah. Probably tuned out for that, but...
Yeah. I tune out for most of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've got one more thing to talk about.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about the TV show, because everybody knows that. But I've got one more thing to talk about, and this is the reason why I've watched so many movies in the last sort of week. Now, I pre-ordered WWE 2K17.
Did you get Goldberg with it?
Yeah, I did. I didn't bother.
Good.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. How often have you used them? Because I don't think anybody's going to be using them.
No, that's not something I was interested in. Yeah, the game is fucking terrible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. That's not a very good review.
I went straight into my career,
Mm-hmm.
And created a wrestler, as you do, and all that kind of thing. Launched the My Career modes. They promised a new promo system for it, where it was sort of different crowds and different arenas would react differently to, different stuff that you're saying. And then you have sort of, like, speak-offs against other wrestlers and all that kind of thing. And it's just crap.
Yeah. See, every now and then they do this though. Like they put out really bad WWE games.
What pissed me off was the first thing that pissed me off was they had okay voice acting in 2K16.
Yeah.
And this one it's just dialogue boxes.
Really?
Rennie, other than Triple H, Albert, and Paul Heyman.
That's terrible.
Renee Young is dialogue boxes. Your character is entirely dialogue boxes.
Why have they done that?
Any wrestler that comes out to speak to you during the promo thing, it's all dialogue boxes. And this is a game that's being released in fucking 2016. When a year before,
you expect better than
you've
that.
got fucking voice acting.
You had everybody.
And you've got dialogue boxes all over the place. And the dialogue boxes go on for fucking ever. You can skip it during the promos, but the bits with Renee Young, which also affects whether you're face or heel and what have you, you can't skip it.
Oh.
You select which option to go to, and it goes, like the voice goes...
So it's like playing a game on the Wii.
It goes on forever. Yes, it is. The graphics are okay, I suppose. It's glitchy as fuck. My character's head got caught on the ropes a couple of times. Like, actually, literally in the ropes.
And that's not a move?
No, in the ropes. Actually, ropes going through his head.
It's not a good move, is it?
No, it's not. It's not what you want, really, is it?
No.
The rivalry system is broken.
Broken Matt?
Broken Matt.
Broken Matt?
Yeah.
Delete it.
I was in a rivalry in NXT with Baron Corbin.
Oh, you don't want that.
Well, I wanted his move. I wanted the end of days.
Right.
So, I thought it'd be like 2K16 where you go into a rivalry with a guy, you sort of fight for like a month, and then by the end of the rivalry you get his move set.
Aye.
Fine. And then 3 weeks in, like the week before the pay-per-view, and by the way, the pay-per-views are inaccurate. I was only in NXT, but the commentators were Michael Cole, fucking JBL, and fucking Jerry Lawler.
Okay.
So where's Corey Graves in the other one?
Okay. Corey Graves in the other one.
I want to say Tom Phillips, but I might be wrong. And the NXT pay-per-views are every month.
All right.
Well, it's like it's just the big four that they do the NXT pay-per-views.
Takeovers.
So they've just not put any thought into that whatsoever.
That's terrible. Why are they doing that?
The rivalry ended suddenly after 3 weeks, completely out of the blue.
Like the old games.
Yeah, it just ended.
You were in a heated rivalry, and then all of a sudden
we were like beaten. It was the week of the pay-per-view, and I was going out to the ring. He came up behind me and smacked me on the back of the head with a bloody baseball bat, and then I beat the fuck out of him with a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then it said the rivalry with Baron Corbin has gotten better. You're no longer in a rivalry.
Annoying. That is annoying.
So the rivalry ended after 3 weeks. It's repetitive as fuck.
Yeah.
I played it on the Saturday night and the Sunday, maybe about, 3-4 hours of gameplay. I fought fucking Baron Corbin about 6 times. I fought Zack Ryder more than that, and Bo Dallas even more than that. Those 3, that was it.
Chris, you have to believe.
Fuck that. So yeah, it's not great.
Nah.
I was really, really disappointed.
Right. Oh, that's a
So
gut.
don't buy it. And then what's even worse is I was going to take it up to the local game shop to swap it for Mafia 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then I watched a review of that by Angry Joe.
It's getting bad reviews.
It's getting hellish reviews.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm now... I did have Battlefield 1 pre-ordered. And I cancelled it for 2K17.
Damn.
I know.
I was looking at Mafia 3. I was going to go and get it because I haven't played Mafia games for
Mafia
donkeys.
2 was brilliant.
It was, aye. And same as yourself, I started seeing reviews coming out and I was like, nah, I'll not bother. Mm-hmm. However, I'm definitely not getting 2K17.
Don't go near it. As soon as Battlefield 1 comes out, I'm going to swap it. I'm going to go up to that shop and I'm going to swap it.
Are you not saying the name on purpose, or...?
What, Granger? What?
Oh, they don't sponsor us.
They don't sponsor us. So.
To be fair, we didn't ask.
No. They could sponsor us. So yeah, that's why I've been watching so many movies, because that's a bag of utter shite.
2 things that I want
to talk about.
One of them will hopefully be in the review with the girls. I took them to the cinema, the local Cineplex, the Maltings, and we had a great time at the Maltings. And we watched Pete's Dragon, which I fucking loved. I never read Pete's Dragon, as I believe it's a book. Never read the book. Never saw the cartoon.
I think I saw the cartoon.
Never saw the cartoon as a youngster. I had no idea what it was about, apart from there was a kid called Pete that had a dragon. And I got that from the title.
That makes sense.
And I absolutely fucking loved this movie.
So is it an up-to-date cartoon?
No, it's live action.
All right, okay.
Fully live action.
Wow.
With a pretty fucking impressive dragon. They didn't try and go for like Game of Thrones dragon.
Was it more like Sean Connery dragon?
Probably a little bit less dragony than that. It's kind of like
Spyro.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cartoony dragon, but it's a dragon and it's pretty fucking impressive. To be fair, I was quite impressed by this movie, to be honest. But I'm sat there. I just want to bring this bit up because, like I say, I knew nothing about the movie, and I'm sat there. I've got Ruby, who's 8, and I've got Scarlett, who's 5. You know, Ruby's on one side and Scarlett's in the middle, and I'm on the other side. And at the start of this fucking movie, at the start of the very start of this movie, there's like the kid's going along in the car with his mum and dad. They're in the front, he's in the back, and he's like reading this book. And then a deer jumps out in front of the car, spins the car over, and the parents die.
Oh.
Like, within about 5 minutes of this movie, the parents die. So I'm sat there going, fuck.
I thought it was like an oldie worldy thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm sat there like, shit. And then the kid kind of walks off into the woods, and then he meets the dragon. And I was just kind of like... and I'm looking at the Ben. Scarlett's like sat there just looking at the screen like... And, you know, Ruby's like a proper wimp when it comes to shit like that. So she's sitting there like... And by the way, this is totally audio, so you can't see my face.
Yeah,
but they were like,
I can see his face.
They
looked shocked.
They were sat there like... It was a shocked face. And then it goes 6 years later, and it just cuts 6 years ahead. And I'm like, no. I'm like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? and you meet these new characters.
Or you should have stood up in the cinema. What the fuck?
You meet these new characters, and then the movie kind of carries on. And I was kind of like, no, let's address the emotional scarring you've just given my kids. Because I didn't have the foresight to ask anybody about this fucking movie. But yeah, fully recommend the movie. The movie's a great movie. Robert Redford is fantastic in it. He's not in it a great deal. Carl Urban is really good. Wes Bentley, he's in movies. Jessica Chastain, brilliant. Is it Jessica Chastain?
I know that name.
Or is it Bryce Dallas? Maybe Bryce Dallas Howard. I probably fucked that up as well. The movie is great. The kid...
Not Anna Paquin.
No, not. The kid who plays Pete is fantastic, and I think people should go out and watch it, and hopefully the girls will review it for you in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. The other thing, I was catching up on the superhero movies of TV shows have all started. So you got Flash is back, Arrow's back, Legends is back, and Supergirl's back.
Yeah, I've not watched... Well, I watched the first episode of Flash, as you know. But other than that, I've not watched any of them.
Give up on Flash. It's a bit pishy-cacky.
Pishy-cacky.
Wasn't happy with the second episode either. Malfoy's good in it, because Malfoy's in it now. Arrow, I can take it or leave it, but Tyrese is being the Tyrese I always wanted him to be in The Walking Dead. He's a badass. He's like kicking people in the face, punching them with brass knucks. I'm sat there going, that's the Tyrese we should have had in Walking Dead, not the babysitter that we got. I've not watched Legends, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit.
And I'm not apologising for Supergirl.
I think you should.
I'm not apologising. But
what?
It's okay.
What?
It's okay.
What?
It's decent.
What?
This is not my Superman, though. All these people who keep going on about this Taylor Hoechlin or whatever he's called playing Superman in the new series, he's all right, but he's not fantastic. Like everybody's getting.
People are saying he's my Superman.
Oh, people are getting boners about this guy.
Fuck yourself.
They are loving this guy. Like, oh, he's got all the Clark Kent mannerisms down to a T. He's a proper Superman. He's not like he's good, but he ain't no fucking Cavill. He ain't no Brendan Routh, for fuck's sake. Ain't no Christopher Reeve, and he certainly ain't no Tom Welland. So
who is your Superman?
I want to say Tom Welland, but we didn't actually see him as Superman, so I'm going to go with Cavill. Because I do like Cavill.
It's Christopher Reeve for me.
Yeah. I couldn't get over the wheelchair.
I grew up... Fuck's sake.
Superman in a wheelchair.
I grew up watching those movies, but that's why I was gutted that we didn't get to meet Margot Kidder.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I was fucking gutted that we didn't get to meet her.
If we get that chance again, we ain't wasting
it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we mentioned this or not when we were doing our episode about that, but we were trying the whole day to get an interview with Margot Kidder, Lois Lane, if anybody doesn't know.
And it was like, come back later. And then
come back later. And then we finally went back.
Yeah.
Just before we had to leave to get our train home. And it was finally quiet.
Yeah.
And we went, you have to go up to the red shirt and, say, is it okay if we get an interview?
Yeah.
And it was finally quiet. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get to interview Lois Lane, the only actual proper Lois Lane. Amy Adams is okay, bless her.
Terry Hatcher?
No. Oh. The Lois Lane, no, she's finished for the day. Motherfuck!
Which is fine.
I know, but...
She'd been talking to people all day.
I wanted to meet her.
I know you
Does she not know this?
Well, she does now.
Well, think on, love.
Ooh, pissy. But no, like, yeah.
I should have just done that. When she said...
Walk up and go...
When she said she's finished for the day, I should have gone, like, fuck she is.
One more! But we got to speak to Grado.
Yes, we did.
And he called Kev a wank.
He did.
Which is always a bonus.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything we've been watching, doing, playing, and doing.
Playing, and doing?
Yep. So we shall move on to the top 5 section next. We'll do top 5 next. But first, we will play a promo from that one.
Nick from the Epic Film Guys podcast, and you are listening to the 365 Flicks podcast. Not only your source for great movie news, outside of our own podcast, of course, but also your source for everything from The Walking Dead. And all of this comes from a pissy ex-video store clerk and a Scottish Whedon whore. Your vocal heroes of pissy opinion. It is, again, the 365 Flicks Podcast. Please jump over to iTunes and give them a rating and follow them on Twitter at 365 Flicks Pod. And now here's a little taste of what the Epic Film Guys podcast is all about.
Even when the composer wasn't that great, they were like no-namers, but they come up with these iconic themes, which
even films
you
that
get
are
in your head.
even films that are complete shitfests, like
Garbage.
Stallone's Judge Dredd. Dun 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 dun. Like that theme is so iconic, it sticks
Don't
right in
call
your
that
head.
movie shit. We both know that's your favorite movie of all time. All right,
It definitely is one of them. I will readily admit to that.
a little bit. Let's put a little more lighthearted feel in this.
What are you doing down there, Judge Hershey?
Waiting for backup. Hey, Diane
It's here.
Lane. Diane Lane, man.
Diane Lane?
Diane Lane, man. I love Epic Film Guys.
I do.
Great podcast. Nick's fantastic. Justin does the lisp. But yeah, you just heard our quickie reviews and stuff like that. I think we got a little bit heated about the WWE, Westworld crap. The new superhero TV shows aren't that great. Pete's Dragon's good. And you want me to watch 99 Homes.
Yes, I do.
And Kajaki.
Yes, I do.
And I will. And we had that awesome interview, which we hope you all loved dearly.
I'm sure you will.
I know you
by
will.
now. You'll already listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timey-wimey.
And what we are doing now is our final section of the night, which is usually our final section, and it bleeds into the 365 picks at the end. But first of all, we are going to do our top 5. And would you like to tell the good people who are listening, the millions?
And millions!
3.
That was an anticlimax.
That was an
I'm
anticlimax.
upset now.
Much like my
So
sex life.
this episode's top 5, because Halloween is coming oh so close, is top 5 scary movies to watch for Halloween.
Yay!
Aha!
Did you like this one? Was it easy for you?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Uh-huh. Well, you know, I've been saying for a few weeks now, or a few episodes now, I've been on a bit of a horror kick, so
Yeah.
I found this quite easy.
I have been as well.
And
but-
we've got some poop shits.
Whoa! Poop shoots. I like poop shoots.
It's actually been the first time since the last time that we had poop shoots.
Obviously the first time since the last
I
time.
know, right?
Do we even put out poop shoots anymore? Do we
I did
ask?
today, that's why we've got them.
Well, yeah, but we
Stupid idiot.
We tend to not bother.
Well, because the last episodes, it was pretty much 5 minutes before we started recording.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
And I think the episode before that was with Damp Night, so we didn't even do a top 5. Did we?
No, we didn't. We just talked about things
So
and stuff
it's been like a month or 6 months or something or nothing.
since we did poop shoots.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Time
Maybe
to bring that shit back.
Well, you know, speak of the devil. It's back!
So we are back with the top 5 Halloween movies, scary movies, and I will let you start.
Yeah! So if you want to give yourself a fright.
On the night.
Exactly. You're a poet, you don't know it.
It'll be alright.
That's it. That's plenty.
I could be a rapper, you know.
Oh, shut up.
Do you know, I'm going to try and write a
God, we're off again. What?
I'm going to write a 365 rap for the next
You
episode.
do that. You
Think
do
I
that
should?
and you rap.
Think I should?
You rap your heart out.
I can put bars down, like.
Do it.
I think
I
that's what
completely
they
think.
say.
You know, I sang at the start of this episode, so
You
I
did.
think you've got to put yourself out there and do a rap.
Do a rap.
Do a rap.
365 rap.
Yep.
About the 365
With your
picks.
hands, do one like that as well.
What I'll do is, whatever movies are on the 365 picks, I'll rap them.
What the fuck are you going on
So
about?
what's your number 5?
Oh my god!
It's late in the day.
It's not! It's not! It's fucking 10:20. You've not got that excuse this time.
It's quite early for us, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I'm getting my tattoo tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, I'm exhausted.
Number 5.
Okay, number 5 for me. If you want to give yourself a bit of a scare on Halloween, my number 5 is The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe.
Right, yeah. Is that the oldie worldy one?
Yes.
Yeah, aye.
It's like in the 1900s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's actually a really good movie.
Never seen it.
It's after the whole Harry Potter thing, and he was wanting to
probably why I've never seen.
He was wanting to separate himself, which we spoke. I think you spoke. Was it you spoke about the? Oh no, it was Ross who spoke about the farty one.
Thunderpants.
Swiss Army Man.
Okay.
Swiss Army Man.
Thunderpants was also about farting, but it was Rupert Grint.
Yeah. So he was wanting to separate himself.
Is that what you got from that? Is that what you got from him talking about Swiss Army Man? It was about Farty Man.
It was about farts, basically. Ross said it was one big fart joke.
Doesn't mean the movie's about farts. I don't know what it's about, but...
Well, he does farts. He just farts in the movie.
Okay.
Oh, dear me.
The Farty Man movie.
So my number 5 is Woman in Black, that's starring Daniel Radcliffe. It's a scary movie. It's a tense movie. I think it was a perfect movie for him to do after Harry Potter. He was trying to distance himself from the role of Harry Potter, and what a better way. I think it was the 1940s. I'm sure it was a bit of World War II-ness in it. So there's a lot of good scares in it. It's a good story. Daniel Radcliffe is fine in it. I think that's a good movie.
Good. I remember it coming out. I never watched it.
You should watch it.
No, I'm not going to bother.
Okay.
They made a sequel, didn't they?
That was crap.
Okay. My number 5 is one of my all-time favourite horror movies. Obviously, 'cause it's in my top 5. And I could pick any one of them.
Right.
But I'm going to go with Poltergeist 1.
Oh, the Spielberg one.
I fucking hate that movie. I love that movie, but I hate that movie. It freaks the ever-loving... Because you know I'm a TV addict. I love my TV. I love the thought of something pulling me into the TV, you know... Unless it's like the Pleasantville movie, and you go into like Pleasantville.
Or Last Action Hero.
That's some scary shit. Poltergeist is always...
If you were going to get sucked into a TV show or movie, what would it be?
Oh, that is a question. I would need at least a week to think about this question.
Oh, fuck me.
Right. Off the top of my head, Lost.
Lost?
24. I want to be Jack Bauer's teammate. No, because they usually die. Power Rangers. Angel Grove. I want to live in Angel Grove. Power Rangers.
Huh.
Did you see the trailer for the Power Rangers? The new trailer? It's fucking good. So yeah, Poltergeist, the first one. The first one's the best one. You know, like, Carol Ann, don't go into the light. The little midget fuck that was in Southland Tales. Carol Ann! Absolutely, that movie sticks with me like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've not seen it in a long time, though.
Did you ever watch the remake with Sam Rockwell?
I did not.
It's not terrible, but it's not good.
I heard it was terrible.
It's not terrible. It is actually quite good because Sam Rockwell's in it, and he can like turn a turd into a shiny turd. So, you know, Sam Rockwell's awesome. It's just not a great movie, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all, actually.
Okay.
Number 4?
My number 4 is one of those goddamn found footage movies.
Blair Witch.
No. But it's one that's gone on way too long. I think they've stopped making them now. Maybe, possibly. They should have. But this one is the very first one, which was actually fucking scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's Paranormal Activity.
Ah, right, yeah. I don't like them.
First time I watched this movie, I was freaked the fuck out.
But how? Nothing happens.
Well, it does happen. Stuff happens. It happened. Don't tell me it didn't happen. I saw it happen. That's not right, is it?
See, I tried to set you up.
It happened. I saw it. No. It happened. I saw it happen. Don't tell me it didn't happen. Is that right?
It was real.
What?
Don't tell me it wasn't real. Just crack on.
Are we on about the same movie?
Just crack
on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Paranormal Activity. What's your number 4?
I didn't like to. I'm not a big fan of Paranormal Activities. I don't think anything really happens in any of them. What was the one when it was the 2 girls and they went to the Grant's house and there was those creepy people in the basement?
I think that was the 3rd or 4th one.
I watched that one and that one was quite good. I did like
really?
That one. That was about
That's when it started to slide for me. The first two are okay. The first one is really, really scary. Second one is okay, and then it just goes on a really, really slippery slope from there.
Like most franchises.
Yeah.
So, my number 4, and it's not actually on my list,
Are you just making this up as you go along?
My number 4 is Candyman.
Ooh, no.
Candyman. It could be either movie, but I'm going to go with Candyman 1.
Yeah.
Because that shit, the fucking the bees and the bee. Oh, nah, those movies freak the fuck.
Now you see, I've seen that once.
Have you ever stood in front of a mirror?
I have not. That's what I was going to say to you. It's the same with the Bloody Mary thing.
Yeah.
I've never ever had the balls to do that, just in case.
I'm exactly the same. Like, I know in my logical brain, I know that nothing's going to happen if I stand in front of the mirror and say Candyman. Was it 3 times? Or 5? 5 times. I know it's not going to happen in my logical brain, because I've got a logical brain. But I won't do it.
You do not.
I will not do it.
No.
It's just, why tempt fate?
Exactly, yeah. Just in case.
Just in case it does happen, last thing I need is a hulking black guy stood behind us with a hook.
You don't want that.
No.
You never know where he's going to stick his hook.
Not unless I'm in prison. Then I'm okay. You know, like, I know what's happening there. Like, anything. But yeah, Candyman always used to freak the ever-loving crap out of me. So that's what I'm going with.
Okay, fair enough. So, my number 3. My number 3, and you can't have a horror movie without this man on your list, or this movie maker on your list. It's a film from 1960, and it's an Alfred Hitchcock film, and the movie is Psycho.
Yeah, I kind of thought you'd have this on. I know you're a big Hitchcock fan.
I'm a Hitchcock man.
Yeah.
Like me a bit Hitchcock.
Hitchcock man? You're a man for Hitchcock? Yeah.
Potato, if anything.
I knew this was going to be on your list anyway, because it's Psycho, it's Hitchcock, and I know you love that guy.
Yeah. There was no way Psycho wasn't going. I thought about Psycho or The Birds, but I'm not scared of birds.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of people killing me in the shower, so, you know.
I'm not really scared of people killing me in showers.
No?
To be honest. No.
Oh, okay.
What you do there, right, is you lock the door. Or you don't lock the door, but you don't have a shower curtain, so you see them coming.
Then water will get everywhere, and it'll be like
have a wet room.
You know, thingy.
Build a wet room.
That movie with death and stuff.
Okay. Fair dues. My number 3, I have hobbied it. I've hobbied my number 3. Because it's 2 British movies, 2 British horror movies, which, you know, we don't do a lot of. And one of them is a small movie called Creep. Do you remember Creep? On the subway?
Yes.
With Frank Patent?
Yes, I do.
The movie itself isn't hugely scary, but Sean Harris as the creep guy is just fucking unreal.
Can't be a bit Sean Harris.
Oh, Sean Harris is, forget about it. He is an actor's actor. He's an awesome actor. Freaky as fuck when he wants to be. But in Creep, that was another one where on like the, because I had the DVD, and on the DVD the director's kind of commentary, they kind of tell the story, like, you know how all the method actors don't sit beside everyone else? This was one of those cases where he tried to sit beside Franca Patent at lunchtime and she wouldn't sit beside him.
Wow.
Because he looked so fucking weird. Because apparently, you know, like all method actors, he stayed in the makeup and he stayed in the... And she wouldn't sit beside him. Like
Daniel Day-Lewis going about as Bill the Butcher.
Exactly. You wouldn't sit beside that guy.
No, you'd be like, okay. And just back away slowly in case he kills you.
And the other one is Long Time Dead. Did you ever see Long Time Dead? About the kids that play the Ouija board?
Who's in it?
Oh, nobody really. There was no big stars in it.
There's been a million movies about kids playing with the Ouija board.
The biggest star that was in that was Joe Absalom.
I did see that.
Right.
I did see that.
Movie.
Yeah.
Awesome
yes, that
movie.
was a good movie.
I loved that movie.
Yep.
It was all like the gin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, oh man, it freaked. That was another one that freaked me out. And again, a Ouija board. Never done one.
No.
Just in case.
You know, when I got my first flat or apartment. That wasn't American, was it?
Duplex.
My apartment. Timmy. When I got my first flat, the first year I was in there, I had a big Halloween party.
Oh, because you
Do you
were you were nuts about Most Haunted and stuff, weren't you?
Oh, fuck, aye.
And I
Was
just,
it a Most Haunted party?
I think it was, because
I think it was,
I'm sure I just sat there the whole night going, ugh.
And as a sort of thing, we decided to make my glass, remember I had a big glass coffee table, into a Ouija board. There was like letters round it and all that shit. And someone at some point, when we're all a bit pissed and stuff, someone at some point went, will we actually do the Ouija board? And I remember saying, no, like fucking fuck we are.
I'm sure I remember that.
Yeah. Never that.
No, you don't do Ouija board, just in case.
I'm the same as you. Believe it or not, I'm a pretty level-headed guy, more or less. But not a Ouija board. Never that.
No, that. It's just in case.
Mm-hmm. Well, just in case. You don't want to, you don't want to piss anyone off.
So my number 3 was a tie, and that was Creep and Long Time Dead, 2 British movies, and they're both great.
Good choice.
Long Time Dead's great. Creep is just fucking creepy. Not to be confused with the Mark Duplass movie that came out like 2 years ago, made in America, and it's supposedly really good, but don't confuse that with this. It's 2 different movies. So what's your number 2, Budzinski?
I have hobbied this. Ooh. I know, but it's a movie and its sequel.
Okay.
And I've said it before, when we come to do our best of 2016, the sequel is going to be in there. It's in my top 5 of 2016. So my number 2, if you're wanting a fucking good scare, is The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2.
Conjuring 2 is my number 2.
Well, shit.
It was nearly my number 1, but then I remembered the movie right at the last minute.
Yeah, there was no way my number 1 wasn't going to be my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, they're 2 fucking fantastic movies.
I'm not 100% on the first one. I liked the first one, but I thought the second one is just a movie in its own league.
It's one of the rare occasions, I mean, I think it's happening more now.
Yeah, it does.
Because you've got better writers and all that kind of thing now. But most, back in the day when they brought out a sequel, it'd be like, oh, fucking no way, it's going to be better. But I think nowadays, fucking hell, I sounded old there. Now, I think you can count on the sequel being better.
You can.
And this is the case. This is a case in point here. The Conjuring 2 is better than The Conjuring. It's about the Enfield hauntings in London.
In London, you
slags. I think it's the 1970s or it's the 1960s. One of the two. And it's a fucking scary as hell story. And I got some feedback from the lads at the Free Trade B team. Best pool team in Berwick. Allegedly. You missed your cue there, you daft prick.
Say it again. As if you didn't say it already, and then I'll
are we recutting it?
Aye.
Right. So, yeah.
All right.
So, I was speaking to the lads from the Free Trade B team, best pool team in Berwick.
Allegedly.
And they hadn't ever, the guy who, Chris Meakin, who had the first Conjuring movie on his list, hadn't actually heard of The Conjuring 2. Because when I said, watch the sequel, he thought I meant Annabelle.
Yes, which is a common mistake.
Yeah, but it's a prequel, isn't it?
It is.
I've never watched it, but apparently it's utter shite.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, because it's not got Norma Bates or the other one in it.
No.
But The Conjuring 2 is a fucking fantastic movie.
I loved it.
And I've watched it 3 or 4 times now.
So have I. Totally agree with you. It's just and I said on the episode when we talked about it, it stands as its own movie, not just in the horror genre.
Yeah.
James Wan did.
You don't need to have watched the first one.
Oh, you don't know, but James Wan did such a great job there. It's like they gave an Oscar-winning director a horror movie, because some of the things he does in that movie you don't see in a hack 'em slash 'em shitty horror movie. You never see it, and he just puts it in there as if it's no big thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm off to make my Aquaman movie. Peace." But he dropped the mic on that on that film. He dropped the mic. I love Conjuring 2.
And Conjuring 3 is in the works.
I'm up for it. I'm in for it.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. So,
So,
what's your number one?
I've
taken your number two, so what's your number one?
My number one? You didn't take my number two.
I borrowed your number two.
We both put it at number two.
Okay, so we agreed on number two.
So you didn't take nothing.
So we both...
You nearly took my number one.
All right, we both agreed on number two.
You nearly took my number one, but then I changed my list about 2 hours ago when we started.
When you read my email?
No, because a movie came into my head that I hadn't thought of all day, and my number one is Event Horizon.
Wow, with
Lawrence Fishburne,
Sam
Neill,
yeah,
in the set in space. You know, not many space movies, the space horrors are that good, apart from Jason X, obviously. He just wants his machete back. But Event Horizon is one of those movies that I sat down to watch because I thought, I love Star Wars. I love Red Dwarf.
What could possibly go wrong?
I love movies and TV shows set in space that aren't scary. So I sat down to watch Event Horizon thinking, Morpheus is in it. At that point, it would have been the guy from Boys on the Hood, because I don't think I'd seen Matrix yet. And the guy from Jurassic Park's in it, and I thought, what could possibly go wrong? I watched it by myself in the dead in the dead of night. I could only have been maybe 14, 15.
See, you do that. I don't understand why you do that. When you were watching that...
It's how you're supposed to watch them.
No, it's fucking not. Well, it is, but you were texting me when you were watching that...
Lights Out.
Yes.
Don't watch that.
Just before you went to bed. And I replied saying, what are you doing, you silly bastard?
I know. Interesting.
You watch it at like 10 o'clock. You watch a movie like that about 10 o'clock in the morning, so you've got time to watch other things and move past it.
Interestingly enough, the other night, I think it was 2 nights ago.
Oh,
I know. I was watching a bit of TV. Lindsay went to bed, and I had all the lights on, as you do when you're watching TV at night. And I'd cuddled the baby in, Cora. I'd cuddled her in. Then I took her up to bed. I came downstairs, and the light was off. And I was like, okay, the fuck? So, I don't know if I'd maybe flicked the switch on the way past it or something, but for some reason the light was off. Normally that wouldn't bother me. But I went to turn the light on, and the bulb blew. And I went, fuck this, and I went to bed.
I tell you what, no word of a lie, the first time I watched Paranormal Activity, it wasn't long after I moved into my current house. Put that on, and I was putting Dexter to bed in the kitchen, and I switched to, you got the press light thing on, and it was like not 15 minutes after the movie had finished, and I pressed the off lighty thing, and the lights blew. I was like, fuck,
that's terrifying. Light bulbs shouldn't be blown at night.
No, they should not.
Only at daytime. But literally, I went to turn it on, the light just blew, and I thought, fuck this. Upstairs, went to bed, left the telly on.
Or did you put the covers over your head?
I only do that for spiders on the ceiling. But yeah, my number one, Event Horizon, one of those movies that really got me when I was a nipper. The scene when Lawrence Fishburne is hearing all the voices and he's kind of leaning up against the side of the thing.
Yep.
And he turns around and the guy's there in the flames and he's like, you let me burn! Fucking jumped out.
Awesome. That's one I had on video.
Oh, I had
it on video.
Had it on DVD.
And I've not watched it since I got rid of my videos.
It still stands up. It still stands up
I can quite believe it.
If you watch that movie now, it's, I'm not going to say it looks like it could have been made last month, but it still stands up. It's a brilliant movie. It's a really good cast as well, which, kind of amazes you. But Larry Fishburne's fantastic in it.
Larry. Your bud.
Aye. Before he went into Die Hard with a Vengeance. Oh, wait, that's Sam Jack.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
He wouldn't let me go with that. I watched that again the other day when the guy mistook Sam Jack for Lawrence Fishburne, and I was in absolute
and he tried to move on, and Sam Jack went, "Oh hell no!
Oh hell no!"
Fantastic.
And the other guy,
didn't he go on the next day? He went on a different talk show, and he had a "I am not Lawrence Fishburne" T-shirt on.
That's great, Bob.
Awesome.
I'm the
fucking
other
love
guy.
that man.
I do the other car advert.
You know what's great? Have you been watching South Park?
No, I'm not watching.
Is Cartman has been going about with, you know how in America the whole Black Lives Matters thing. He's been going about with Tokens Life Matters.
Awesome.
But you know how I like to order myself a T-shirt.
Okay.
I've not. No. I've not. But there was on one of the many fucking T-shirt advertisement companies that you find on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the ones on there. Tokens Life Matters. I know I should have, but I do that all the time.
I know.
It's mostly when I come home after Peronis on a Friday night.
I could do with a new T-shirt.
You could, yeah.
Right.
You've not ordered any from the fucking shop, have you?
I'm going to.
Uh-huh.
Next week.
Uh-huh.
Not this week.
Uh-huh.
So what's your number one then?
My number one is a movie that is, again, a few years old. Not quite as old as Psycho. But I know there's been remakes of this, multiple remakes. And unfortunately, many people's millennials experience of this franchise or, you know, this property has been the remakes only. But that's a real fucking shame.
I'm not going to let you away with that. I like the remakes.
Ah, fuck that.
The Rob Zombie movies, I like them.
Well, spoilers.
All right.
So my number one is a movie from 1978. And it's a movie that still fucking freaks me the fuck out. The movie is Halloween.
I love these movies. I love all these movies, even the shit ones. I love them.
I had a box set at one point. Again, probably on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a box set at one point, and you know, they're not great, but the sequels are okay.
The crap ones are still good.
If you just, you know, similar to the B movies, like, you know,
what you're getting into.
If you just stop, don't be a pissy bastard, and just watch the movie. You know,
was that directed at me?
No,
it felt like it was. It very much felt like that was directed at me.
Go and get some air.
Not some AIDS.
Not some AIDS. Never that. Never that. But Halloween.
Yeah, I love.
You know,
Halloween.
There are scenes in that movie when what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis looks out her window and Michael Myers is standing there looking up at her window. That fucking freaked me out. Honestly, for a good couple of weeks after I watched that movie for the very first time, I was scared to look out my fucking bedroom window.
Not long after me and Lindsay moved into this house.
Did Michael Myers stand in you?
No, because you know we live in a reputable neighbourhood. So not long after we moved into this house, there was one night we heard a knock at the door. So I was kind of like, oh, fuck's sake, kind of late at night, what's going on there?
Wasn't a clown, was it?
So I was looking outside and I couldn't see anyone. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going downstairs. Not a chance. So I grabbed my trusty baseball bat, which I don't have. And I was kind of, I'm not going downstairs. And then we heard another knock. I was like, I'm going to have to go down, and I'm going to have to man up here because Lindsay's looking at me. So, you know, I pulled my boxers on, got my gun, walked down the stairs and that, and I opened the door. Nobody stood there, and I was like, popped my head round the side, nobody there. I was like, So, like, I shut the door, and then I heard a knock at the window, and I was like, fuck this shit, like. So I kind of opened the window, and there was a guy stood just on, you know, the little path that I've got in front of the window? Mm-hmm. There was a guy stood there, pissed out of his fucking brain, just kind of like stood there, rocking backwards and forwards.
Oh, nah.
And I was just like, oh, nah, the apocalypse has happened. There's a fucking zombie in my garden. So I just quietly, you know, softly, gently closed the curtain. And I just thought, if I just...
In case it was a World War Z zombie.
Yeah. I thought, if I just leave the curtains shut and the lights off, he might go away. And I sat on the bottom of the bottom step for like a good 5-10 minutes, and then there was another knock at the door. And I was like, oh, nah, I'm not opening the door, like, because I knew he stood there. So I had another little look out the corner of the window, and this time he was like stood on the doorstep. And I was like, nah, fuck this. Like, so I just sat on the bottom step again for another. This is how much of a bitch I am. Like, I was freaking out like a bastard. Lindsay's at the top of the stairs going, just open the door and tell her fuck off. And I'm like, I'm not opening. You open the fucking door and tell her fuck off. The guy clearly looked like he was off his rocker. So I was just like sat there, and then all of a sudden I heard the gate shut, because our gate like is quite distinctive shut, like ting. So like the gate shut, and I looked out, and he was gone. Anticlimax, I know, but fuck was I relieved, because I was just kind of like, what's going on here? And like you're saying, when Laurie's looking out the window and that, and he's just, it wasn't like that, but I was just kind of like, would you get the fuck out of my garden? You know. There
was also another scene where she was in school.
Yeah, and he runs
she
behind
looked
the
out
tree.
she looked out the window.
I love it in Scary.
And when she's walking home.
I love it in Scary Movie when they take the piss out of that.
Fuck Scary Movie. But she's walking home and he kind of like thingies out from behind the hedge.
He's like a good like half a mile away, isn't he? And he just kind of steps out. Oh, aye.
Creepy as fuck. Halloween.
I know how.
You know.
I love the Halloween movies. I do actually quite like the Rob Zombie. The second one is a bit too artsy fartsy.
I've watched a little bit of the first one, but no.
He just
I was just like,
he takes it to
fuck you. You're not my 1978 Halloween.
No, it's not that. It never could be that. But he still did a decent enough job, and I think he got screwed out of that job because a lot of people just couldn't stomach it. It was just like, nah, it's not. Like you say, it's not my 1978.
Yeah, it's not your mama's Halloween.
It's not your granddad's Halloween.
Exactly.
So you mentioned poop shoots.
Yeah. So we've got some poop shoots from the Free Trade B team in Berwick, best pool team in Berwick.
Allegedly.
Exactly, you got it right that time. Aaron said Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh.
Mark Burns said Halloween H2O, which I think is underrated.
Very underrated. I love LL Cool J.
Oh dear. Chris McKinn said Saw 1 to 20. He was being funny.
1 to 20.
And The Conjuring.
Yes.
And Nathan said Friday the 13th.
Yes. Yeah. I like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kev Wright said the first Saw movie.
Uh-huh.
Ben Russell, who is a first-time joiner, I believe.
Yeah, who's Ben Russell?
Thank you, man. He joined in on the Facebooks.
I like a new joiner.
Yeah. Can't go wrong. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
So he said Halloween, The Thing, The Exorcist, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and REC, or REC, or...
right, yes. Aye. It's like
Good.
found footage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Aye. I don't like The Thing. Do you like The Thing?
I don't know.
Not the one from Fantastic Four, the movie The Thing. Kurt Russell.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan, but a lot of people have got massive boners for The Thing.
You know what was good? It was another 70s one. Was The Fog.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to remake it as well, but...
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
No.
Yeah. I can't really remember anything about The Thing, to be honest with you.
It's just like a little thingy of goo that takes people over, and it's just not. It's not. People love it. It's
like
John Carpenter.
Is that the thing that got Tasha Yar in TNG?
Probably.
So Brigger, bless him,
got
involved. The 365 Divas champion got involved and said,
"I can't believe we never got told to fuck right off." He seemed genuinely happy.
Yeah, he never even. Okay, well, you know, they're recording tonight as well. So there might be a fuck you guys.
I'm hoping so.
There better be.
We put a lot of thought into that.
Well, yeah. So he said, number 1, Halloween or The Exorcist.
Halloween.
Yep. Scream 4. Scream 4.
Yeah, I'm not giving him that one.
Scream fucking 4.
I like
the Blair Witch Project.
I like Scream 1 to 3. I forgot about Blair Witch. I probably would have said that as well.
I'm not. I was never a fan of the Blair Witch Project.
Did you ever see the porno, the Bear Bitch Project?
No. Cabin in the Woods. And then Kev doing his British impression.
Prick. Oh, wait a minute. I am British.
No.
His British impression's terrible. He can't even... Oh, I'm Michael Caine. That's his British impression.
And anything from, like, Mississippi or anything like that is also ha-ha-ha.
Mississippi. And we also got Kev Wright. Did you read that one?
I did.
He saw one film. See what I did there?
Right.
We got one on the Tweety Bird as well. I think we only got one. I can't find the rest. And I just want to say the name of this podcast. The Master Debaters Podcast.
Ooh, I'm going to listen to that.
You should. Very good. They master debate about things.
Yep. So what's their choice?
It.
Yes.
I forgot about
Yeah,
It.
I would never ever. I've only ever seen that movie once, and I would never ever ever watch it again because it led to my entire fucking fear of clowns. Thank you, Tim Curry.
Is it your arachnophobia? Because
Yes.
I can't watch arachnophobia.
Yeah, it is.
I've literally seen like 20 minutes of that film.
That freaked me out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I've never watched it again.
They also said The Cabin in the Woods,
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Sinister, and Insidious.
Insidious nearly made my list.
Yeah, Insidious is a good film.
I've not seen Sinister yet, though.
No. So, with that being our top 5 of Halloween scary as shit movies, would you like to update the 365 picks?
So, as we know, we had a guest on the show earlier on tonight. And, well, we asked him to pick a movie.
And he gave us like 12.
He gave us about 12. But bless him, he's got 200 odd movies that he's produced.
Yeah.
So he couldn't really decide a movie to add to the 365 picks list. So, because he has produced a movie franchise that I love the fuck out of, we've decided to take an executive decision.
Yes.
And add Sharknado to the 365 picks.
Because let's face it, you're going to add that anyway.
I was going to add that anyway, yeah. So
yeah.
we're gonna add Sharknado to the list for David. And would you like to pick?
Are we going to take one from our top
I think
5?
we should. I think we should add some horror to these.
We'll stick with that sort of theme every now and then.
Yeah,
we'll take a movie from our top 5.
So you go first, Kev. On you go.
A quick update on where we are so far with the list.
Are you going to do this every time? Because when we get to like 100 movies.
No, I'm just going to do it until we get to like 12.
All right, okay.
Which is be after this episode.
All right, okay.
We have The Life Aquatic on the list. We have Blade Runner on the list. We have Die Hard. We have Jaws, Airplane, Miracle Mile, Bugsy Malone, Anthony's favourite movie ever, Bats vs. Soups, and you chose Hook on the last episode.
Yep.
So we're now adding Sharknado to the list, and I'm trying to remember what I chose for top 5. I am going to add Event Horizon.
Nice.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to add Halloween.
Right.
1978 Halloween.
That is a very good choice, my buddy.
Yes.
Because we are buddies and stuff.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like to do the pimpage before we play out this episode?
Yeah, I'm going to do it quickly because I need a piss really, really badly. It's and I've stopped drinking beer. It's like I'm at war with my own body.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you can find the 365 podcast on the Facebooks and the Twitters if you search for 365 Flicks Podcast, funnily enough. You can find us on Tangible Network and Wicked Radio Network, We Be Geeks, Geeky Antics Network Global. Have I missed any?
I don't know.
No, I have not.
I wasn't actually listening.
Anyway, you can also find our website, www.365flixpodcast.co.uk, and you can email us, rant@365flixpodcast.co.uk.
People are doing that.
They are doing it. They are doing it. And I think that's about it.
That is about it.
That is it.
And because Brigger is the Divas champion, not the official 365 Flicks champion, the Divas champion, we are going to play a slightly different outro.
Yeah.
And we may explain why in a moment.
I've had enough of his Beyonce bashing.
Yeah?
I've had enough of his Beyonce bashing.
I know you have.
I'm done with it.
I know you are.
I'm done with it.
I know you are. So
he's going through a table.
So basically, there is a podcast out there which shall remain
That was easy for you to say.
Which
shall remain nameless.
Which shall remain nameless.
Another damn wrestling show.
Which is going to be taken over.
I've
shortly.
been taking shit from Rick Titus for far too fucking long. And I'm done with it. Do you hear me?
To be fair.
What?
You have.
I have.
But I do like Rick.
Fuck Rick.
Of all three of them.
He's done.
He's the only one that's not been wrong for a cup of coffee.
He's done.
Joeisms.
And the British are taking over.
Oh, the British are coming.
Spoilers. The British are taking over. Another damn wrestling show.
Peace.
Come with that like a motherfucker.